I might be riddled with guilt. It is 5:46. I'm Danny Bonaduce. This is KZOK. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fantabulous. How are you?
I'm well. I always like it when you wear the Shirley sweater, and then I find out, oh, yeah, Sarah. Yeah, she's allowed to. If I had that sweater, I'm wearing a Laverne and Shirley sweater, but my name is not Sarah. All right. How you doing there, Paul?
I'm excellent, thank you.
Danny, your name is Muhammad Ali, apparently.
Right, exactly.
That's what says
I'm
on
wearing
your
a
shirt.
T-shirt that says Muhammad Ali. By the way, I am flirting with this guy, Doug. He does promotions.
Yeah.
No, production.
Production, yeah.
And kind of flirting around and being friends. We seem to like each other. Like, oh, man, what's the next? And how do you invite a guy for a drink when you don't drink? What a disappointment. You're going to get there, you're going to have a Coke?
He doesn't drink either.
Yeah, I don't
He
think so.
doesn't?
No.
He looks drunk all the
He
time.
does, indeed.
He looks like a drunk pirate with
Arr.
questionable preferences. That's what Doug looks like to me.
All the rest of that is true.
All
He
right.
just doesn't drink alcohol.
So, well, that's great. So somehow, I forget what shoes I was wearing either the last time I saw him, because I don't think this started on Monday. He commented about, man, you got a lot of fancy shoes, and I think he was being an ass. I don't,
Oh,
Have
really?
you noticed that about Doug?
He seems nice. A little sarcastic,
There we
yeah.
go. Thank you. You weren't going to play with anything.
But
I
he
said.
definitely seems nice.
Yeah, he seems super nice, but he's snarky, and you know
Yes,
that's
yeah,
his thing. He doesn't give you a lot of straight answers. So I thought, is he bugging me? So the next time I saw him, I was wearing some sort of flamboyant shoes, either my pink high tops or whatever it is.
Leopard print.
Yeah, leopard prints. That was yesterday. No, that was a zebra. So he seems impressed with my footwear, but I barely know this guy, and I spent an extra 15, 20 minutes deciding what footwear to wear today.
To impress him.
Yeah. Well, not just to
You
impress
have a
him.
crush.
He took notice. Yeah, all these kind of shoes were kind of a hassle to get. The cool news is, not expensive as one
Right.
pair of my cowboy boots when I used to dress like that.
Yeah, right.
Say most of my shoes are $50 now. They're Vans, but Vans. He likes my shoes. I got to have at least 1 week's worth of really cool flamboyant shoes. And since Amy had picked out the Muhammad Ali black and white shirt, I wanted to wear my black and white checkered Vans. But they're essentially tennis shoes. They're sneakers. That doesn't really count, no matter how cool
Yeah,
they
need
are.
some snazzy.
So today, I'm wearing a pair of really fancy, I guess they're soccer shoes. I don't know. They're pretty uncomfortable. But they're shiny patent leather, and they were a gift to me when I was in Spain. Making them neat because they're like $400.
Whoa.
There's
Oh,
some
wow.
crazy soccer players' not personal shoes, like I took him off his dead feet.
But his line of
His
shoes.
line of shoes that had
Ah.
just come out. There was a to-do. And
Are they Nike?
no, they're him. They're Ronaldo or whatever.
Oh,
they are.
it's not him partnering with a company. This is
No.
his whole line.
I don't think so. Talk amongst yourselves.
Fancy.
The writing on it
Okay, Danny's
looks
coming
like
over to show me.
Hebrew. The writing on it looks kind of like Hebrew, but it can't be.
And you don't know the player?
Blah.
Yeah. Now is it upside down and it's not a blah?
Oh, it's
What's the blah?
blah. I have no idea what that
Blah.
says, Danny.
I would Google that, but I'm not sure how to spell haluk blah.
Oh man, I'm a big spelling.
But I have
blah.
a serious question about your shoes and Doug.
How can you have a serious question about me and the crazy production pirate?
Well, you are intentionally wearing flashy shoes today to impress him. Now, are you going to go out of your way to go into his studio or pretend you need to record something with him?
Yeah.
Because that's
No.
what a high school girl would do. And I don't mean that as an insult.
I don't
That's-
care, man. I'd make a great high school girl. I'd be adorable. I'd be a cheerleader.
I'm
back
saying I
off.
have experience in this.
So, flirting with high school girls? I knew that about you. We all knew. We talk and we all guess, what do you think? And we all, yeah.
We had it.
Yeah. So, anyway, the only thing that makes these special is they look all shiny and neat, but they were a gift in Spain. Not.
From the soccer player,
Should I
or-
lie to my new friend Doug and say, Ronaldo came out of retirement to give me these shoes while setting himself on fire? Or should I say, I was walking by a grand opening, so he said, hey, I know you, man. Perpetually, the Partridge Army was big in Spain. So was Breaking Bonaduce, which is humiliating on the hill. But anyway, so I have one more pair of shoes, I think, to get through. And I know what it is, but I don't want to blow it in case he's listening.
Well, he probably isn't. It's just before 6 a.m. So go
All
ahead,
right.
go ahead and spoil
We're
it.
You don't
going-
think the drunken pirate gets up early enough to?
Or you don't think the drunken pirate hasn't been to bed yet?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I said he didn't drink alcohol. I didn't say he didn't do
So,
anything else.
After tomorrow, my event, I should say, Doug, look at these.
Yeah.
Then I can just go to wearing any shoes I want again. This was just a week of my best. And then I realized I have about 2 months of interesting shoes that don't have to match.
You can impress Doug the Pirate every day for 2 more months, Danny. You can. I've seen your shoe collection.
You know what? Let's just be honest. I don't like him that much. I don't really have any friends. If somebody says, I think I'm going to go to dinner, who should I invite? Oh, nobody. And their friend, nobody. And then I go, Amy, want to go?
Oh.
Yeah, I know. You're a social butterfly. You have more friends than anybody I ever met. Hey, I'm going to go and I'm going to be on a yacht while swimming in Lake Union. Well, that's fine, sir. I'm going to be at home eating and bugging my toenails, and that's what I'm going to do.
What about your friend Ronaldo, who came out of retirement just to give you those shoes?
While setting himself on fire. I'm definitely not going for that now that we've discussed it, because here we go. And then tomorrow's the last day, and I've got a really nice pair of footwear. In the meantime, I started the show with I may be riddled with guilt. I know I've discussed this with you before, and nothing can be more mundane than parking, but just real quick. When I get to work in the morning, there's 500 parking spots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's just go approximately, but I think that might be right.
Basically an empty garage.
There's 300 on this level, and then there's another level. There's 8 cars here when we get here in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 402 spots available, and I drive away from the mall to park as far as possible. And you notice certain people have spots, even though you can't. You can't reserve a spot. I look as I drive by, I look to see if you're here, and I see your car in your spot every time. There's another guy that's got his spot, and I've been going to my spot, and I didn't like it that much this morning, so I saw a spot yesterday where you drive straight in next to the wall, and nobody can park next to you. And after I parked and I started to walk away, I went, oh, yeah, that's that guy's spot.
Oh.
He parks there every day when I go. He's not here when we get here, but he is here when I go to my car at 10 o'clock in the morning.
You just ruined a dude's day.
Yeah, but I don't know him. But is it his? Did he claim just by frequency, just by the fact I know there should be a white truck there?
If you were him, would you consider it your spot?
I would go, oh, that bastard's in my spot. But I would think, oh, well, that's not really my spot. He can park anywhere. There's 500 spots.
I'd be
Then
pissed.
he probably feels the same way.
So if I pulled in and I took yours, because your spot's, I know certain things that make it good. Cars can't park on both sides and stuff like that. But it's a nondescript parking spot.
Mm-hmm.
It's just you turn left and you park. Mine is bitching. And now the new one is bitching her, but I feel like I stole some guy's thing, and that, I mean, I don't think he's going to key my car or anything, because I'm that guy that's a grown-up and works here, will flatten your tires if you do something weird to me. But I don't think he is.
First come, first serve. Early bird gets the best parking spot.
That's
I'm
the
pretty
Sure
expression.
I taught that to my kids. I said,
Yeah.
remember this when you go to school. Early bird gets the best parking spot.
News is brought to you by Les Schwab. One person died, 6 others were hospitalized following a garage fire in South Everett early Thursday morning, just before 1 o'clock, so about 4 or 5 hours ago. Firefighters were called to 127th Street in Snohomish County. They said that this building went up in flames, and sadly, a 29-year-old was found and pronounced dead at the scene. 4 adults, 2 children taken to the hospital as a precaution for smoke inhalation, and the cause is under investigation. We talk quite a bit about traffic here in Seattle, how bad the traffic is.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like it's about to get a little bit worse this weekend. You think about the 2 main roads through town. What do we have? I-5
99.
and 99. Well, those are the routes that are set to be partially closed this weekend as crews.
Both of them?
Yeah.
On the same weekend?
Weren't we just talking about this? It was yesterday. I even said, why do they think weekends are completely unimportant? I got places to be on the weekends
Yeah.
too.
Right.
There are going to be a lot of exit closures, lane closures. So not closed full stop like you have to go on the surface roads, but closures all along those routes. So if you wanted to exit at Steve Street, you'll have to go to Becky Street instead. And like
Well said. I know exactly which way to turn now.
there are going to be northbound ramps on I-5 closed, including the off-ramp for the West Seattle Bridge, for Columbian Way, the on-ramp to I-5. So a lot of closures. You can see it all on the Washington DOT website. And, of course, this morning, Derek is the man. keep
Yeah,
he'll
I
keep
think
you
Derek's the
posted on
man
traffic.
every day, and he's just the bigger man when he does the traffic.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
Yeah.
No
Who's
pressure,
reading
Derek.
for you, kid? Your old Uncle Dan. You're welcome.
Still a lot of focus on Hurricane Florence this morning. Now, meteorologists and storm experts are continuing to watch this. It looked like it was going to do a direct hit to North Carolina. And now they said it's tracking a little bit south, which means it's going to be impacting South Carolina more than they thought it was going to. So not that it's not impacting North Carolina quite as much, it's going to be worse for South Carolina.
So is what you're saying is Florence is still really bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how we've actually been following 3 storms on the East Coast, and one of them, I can't even keep their name straight. I think it's Helene, took a right. And they're like, all right, Helene's not going to make landfall. But Florence is still on track to slam with full force.
I invented a way in my head to get rid of these things, especially specifically Florence. I've seen it from space. It's crazy. It's a cartoon of what a hurricane should look like. Why is it when it's out at the sea by 1,000 miles, they're doing reports about this beach going to be devastated. All these people are going to be dead in about 8 minutes. It's awful. But right now, the sky's blue, the surf's nice. That kid's going swimming. Like, it's not happening. It's because the thing's so far out there.
Yeah.
There's a huge eyeball in the middle, just gigantic. Oh, you could fit a whole city in the eyeball of this hurricane. We can't drop a bomb in it like they did in whatever movie that was and blow it right up. It blows out the base.
I would think that if they could, they would do it.
Me too, but sometimes they know they can do something and then don't do it because they're punk-ass bitches, if you don't mind. And they say, we'll be essentially dropping bombs too close to America, or whatever their reason for not doing it, because I think I'm right, you could blow up a hurricane.
But where does the bomb then drop? And it goes off in the air, and then what happens to it all?
Falls down, goes boom.
In the water, right?
Isn't that kind of bad for our environment?
Yeah, see, that's why they're not doing it. But you know what's worse for our environment?
Hurricane's
Florence
pretty bad,
killing
yeah.
100,000 people.
Well, the super typhoon Mangkhut is wreaking havoc on Guam this morning as well. So on both coasts, we're looking at some pretty serious storms. U-Haul made a pretty nice announcement yesterday. When it comes to Hurricane Florence, they are offering 30 days of free storage. So if you knew you had to evacuate, you knew your home is in direct hit possibilities, they are offering you containers and you can go to the facility, which is stormproof.
Is there any chance, this may not sound important at first, is there any chance U-Haul is an advertiser on this radio station?
That's quite possible.
Oh, then I won't say about their
What?
thing. You don't see that?
Because they're trying to get press?
No,
'Cause-
yes.
Yeah, and because 30 days isn't
Nothing.
enough.
Yeah.
So
they
you-
got you. 31 days, start paying. Oh, you got
Right.
nothing? Don't worry. We'll take your cat.
And you're likely, a lot of the people that actually have to move that stuff are either not going to have somewhere to move it back
Devastated.
to in 30 days, or they won't be ready to move it back in 30 days.
So
That's
wouldn't you-
exactly right, Paul. Thank you very much.
So you'd rather just lose it all right away? Just what if you don't get hit?
It's just not entirely
No, it's just
altruistic.
not-
They're-
yeah, it's how about you store your stuff till your home's rebuilt, till you have power, till your
Right.
kids are going to school. Not 30 days. It's a trick,
30
in my estimation.
30 days is a ploy to get new customers.
Thank
You know what I have to say to the two of you?
I don't think you do. I think you agree and just don't want to. I think you see it.
Well, no, I guess I was thinking cup half full, that put your stuff in storage just in case you have some flooding in your home and then the water recedes, the
I
storm
say-
stops, and you get to go get your stuff and move back in.
I say cup half full, but I'm going to charge you $1 every time you open the door to your storage locker to still check on it.
Yeah.
Well, they do expect this storm to be pretty devastating. States that have already declared emergency: North and South Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, D.C. 1 million residents have been evacuated. Millions more are just bracing for the storm.
And thank God I don't care more about my nights about this ball. Oh, man, that guy in North Carolina is going to take one right to the head.
No, but I don't openly say I'm okay with it.
I didn't say I was okay with it. I
You said I don't
wish.
care about my
I didn't-
fellow
I said I
man.
wish I cared more. I'm just trying to improve, Paul. Just trying to get better.
Great.
Well, get your tongues ready to poo-poo this story. That doesn't sound right,
It
but
sure doesn't.
Oh, no.
Anheuser-Busch, Budweiser have announced they are halting their beer production at the Fort Collins Brewery in order to can water. So you remember during the Super Bowl, they had a commercial where they showed canning water for Flint or for other hurricane
Yeah. And apparently the media buzz from that is worn off, so now they're going to do it for this hurricane.
Paul is left over to the dark side.
Whoa. Well, the need has arisen again,
Yeah.
Paul.
That's why you put it in a Super Bowl commercial, is because you're just doing it out of the kindness of your heart.
Look at us go.
Anheuser-Busch.
What company is that?
Anheuser-Busch.
Fine, thank you. How's yours? Had to be done.
Had to be.
What are they going to do to my can now?
They have
Anheuser-Busch?
provided more than 79 million cans of emergency water to disaster-stricken areas over the years. So they've been doing this since 1988. Yes, they're tooting their own horn with the Super Bowl commercial, but they're still doing something very good.
No, that water tastes as good and as fresh to a homeless guy, whether or not they made money.
Yeah.
Whether or not you were in a disaster and you have nothing to drink and you get a drink from the Super Bowl commercial guys, it's still the same good water. I think we were just pointing out that you don't spend the $7 million on the Super Bowl ad to let everybody know you're doing a good thing unless you're not really doing 100% of a good thing.
Bob Woodward's fear is spreading quickly.
You mean the book, not just the fact the guy's scared of stuff. Have you seen that guy? He looks petrified.
His account of a dysfunctional Donald Trump White House has already sold more than 750,000 copies. They announced this yesterday, the day after the book arrived in stores. So one day in stores, 750,000 copies.
Yeah, that's
pretty good day.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite Clinton's memoir. There's something with these Paul. Man,
1 million in 8 days.
1 million what?
That was Clinton?
Days?
Clinton.
Yeah. Well, it's craziness, man.
But that's one day, so he could actually get up to Clinton status.
You'd think he would if he sold 750,000 in one day.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Now, of course, Donald Trump has been slamming this book, saying it's all fake news, none of it's real. Bob Woodward has a big history of research writing, starting with Watergate.
Yeah.
His reports on Watergate. He is.
I wonder, is he sick of being just attached to Woodward? Woodward and Bernstein cracked Watergate, wrote the biggest book in the whole world, All the President's Men, had movies. Robert Redford, Dustin Hoffman starred in the movie at the team. I can't think, when they say, like, who are you talking about right now?
Woodward.
Okay. I can't think. Woodward. Bernstein. I have to put them together. I wonder if that irks him. Because they were the cool, by the way, if you see All the President's Men or just see their bio pictures from back then, they're long-haired hippies who kept getting yelled at by their boss at the Post. Cut your hair, loser hippies. And then they did all this. That's what they looked like then. It's not what they look like now.
No. Bob Woodward's fear in stores now. They do expect this to continue to sell. And he has written several bestsellers all about sitting presidents. And this one is selling better than those ones.
Oh, sure.
And I think it's just partly the climate. Obviously, our president is a little polarizing in this country.
But still interesting. I mean, that's
my God, yes.
Yeah, everybody wants to read about it and hear about it.
I have never been this interested in politics in my whole life. Ask me what I think about Obama.
What do you think about Obama?
Man, that guy was cool. No, ask me what I think about Trump.
What do you think about Trump?
Oh, my God, he's a maniac. I don't know. He might all go to war. I think he's going to go to war. He really seems to like basketball too much. That's crazy. He tweets all night.
More chances throughout the day to enter and win, but text that word right now to 200-200 for your chance.
You guys remember there was a big jewel heist recently where somebody stole priceless treasures from the Swedish royal regalia. They stole a crown. They stole several different things from a cathedral where they were on display.
Hey, sure.
Am I sure?
Yeah, because isn't that the plot to Ocean's Whatever with just chicks? They go to like the Swedish What's Your Face party and take the crown jewels right off her head.
I didn't see the movie, but it sounds right.
Nobody saw the movie.
And it's weird why the name Sandra Bullock is in
Keeps
here.
popping up, yeah.
Well, they have made an arrest about a connection to these. This was two crowns that were used in the funerals of King Carl IV and Queen Christina. They have recovered some of those items.
I like that guy's son, King Carl's Jr.
The items were taken from an alarm display after thieves smashed the glass. They then fled by motorboat or jet ski.
Oh, yeah, that one. That was awesome. That was Ocean's whatever or the Italian Job.
Yeah, it sounded just like it.
And it looked so cool. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people were kind of rooting for these bad people, but they have captured one, and that's all we know right now. We don't know exactly how they were able to track them down, but I guess Interpol does have some good technology to look for criminals.
Yeah, they most certainly do. You know, I would do if I stole the crown jewels or something like
What's that?
First of all, I'd do nothing for a minimum of a year and put it under my mattress or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd hide it someplace. I'd go out in a forest or something and bury whatever it took, and I'd wait long enough to be sure I wasn't going to jail. Because if you get busted, would they not trade your freedom for getting the crown jewels back?
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
It's brilliant.
Well, yeah. Why, thank you, Paul. But I think.
Why didn't these guys think of that?
I think that's only because this is really sad modeling. But have you seen people on death row that are supposed to be killed and then they go, I know where another body is.
Yeah.
You go, oh, yeah, another 3 years. We won't kill you.
Right.
Well, I was thinking, if you did all this in Sweden, why are you still hanging out in Sweden? Wouldn't you
Right.
leave?
The free dental care. I really do.
A Winnipeg man has won a $2 million lottery prize just 5 months after he won $1.5 million.
That's a grand total of $3.5 million.
Melhig is a double winner with a double name.
Somebody should just go smack his parents. You couldn't do two names. You couldn't do Steve Mellick or Mellick Steve.
Yeah.
I never understand parents that do that. I went to school with a guy named Brian. The first Brian was with an I, and the last Brian was with a Y.
I've
That's just
got
mean.
my brand new nephew and his other nephew, or his brother, I guess, all have the same name, and it's some wacky name. Well, it's a small, but they have the same middle name. I think, well, what are you doing there? Because it doesn't seem to represent their dad, but Irish people and their names. Do you know what this guy's name is? MacDara. That's
a
the
middle name.
dad. That's
Okay.
MacDara. That's a grown man's first name in Ireland, and apparently it's a traditional name. And the next one is, I don't know if it's actually Stink. That's what I call him. But some cultures do that same
Well,
name.
it sounds also, though, middle name, like you almost never use it. It sounds like it could be a maiden name. So
Right.
that's, it's family history. This poor dude, two of the same name. I don't know if his
Well,
middle
let's
name
not
is
feel
Melhig.
too sorry for him. He just won $3.5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better than being any one of the George Foremans, especially the girl.
Aw. Melhig was able to win both of these, and he is a 28-year-old African immigrant who had moved his wife and children to Winnipeg and said they moved into a new home, and he's going to use the money to start a business, maybe a gas station or a car wash, go back to school, and improve his English.
Good. There you go.
That's a nice story.
That's a nice story, Malik. Malik.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
You guys didn't the nice
I
story.
had no idea what was happening there. No, we did not.
And it was like good fortune on another person that wasn't us. Like
it wasn't us.
I don't really know why we didn't.
Malik, this.
A gym has posed an interesting answer to the ongoing gym selfie debate.
Wow, change your name.
Anytime Fitness has created a selfie room, which is a private mirrored room for gym goers who want to snap their fitness progress. Now, right now, if you go to the gym, some people might be taking selfies and you're like, it's kind of weird. What are
In
you
the
doing?
mirror in front of everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's stupid. And if you remember, I used to be on roids, man. Aside from being short, I was statistically as good as you kind of get. 3% body fat. It was crazy and it was awesome. And I'd go to the gym, and while I'm all pumped and crazy looking, you want to take a selfie, there's people around. I think
Right.
this is a good idea.
Well, they said it would help you track your progress. So if you're trying to get more fit, if you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to get more muscles, whatever it is, this is a way for you to be able to track it without everybody making fun of you at the gym.
Cool. I like that.
People are still going to make fun of you, though, when you walk into the selfie room.
That's true.
That's right. But who knows what you're doing in there, really? It's a private room. There's a gym, I forget what they're called, but when everybody else don't come here.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh, yes, they're on TV every night. If I told you the name, you'd recognize it because they're all the time. But the thing is, I wouldn't go there. Say you're a few pounds overweight and you don't want to be shamed. That's their whole thing. You don't want to be shamed by not being perfect.
Yeah.
What their advertising slogan says to me, room full of losers. If I go to a gym and everybody's fat,
Aw.
I'm going to go, oh, this gym doesn't work. Everybody's fat.
Yeah, I can see that.
I was showing Amy how to work out or do something. We went to the gym one time. She goes, "Oh, I like that." She looks at this guy on the stationary bike, and I said, "Yeah. Find all the exercises in which you can sit down, and those are probably the best until you get to swimming." Oh, I mean, stationary swimming aerobics.
Canada.
Yeah.
Security camera has captured a cannabis dispensary. They've captured the moment that a man used a bong to fight off 3 would-be bandits who were wielding cans of bear spray. 3 men with their heads covered entered the cannabis store, and the men sprayed the guy and woman working behind the counter. The staff ducked. The man emerged from behind the counter clutching a bong, which instead of taking a big hit off, he used to fend off the men.
No, I used to use a hit on their heads.
And now, despite having been sprayed with bear spray, which from what I understand is extremely painful, he did not give up the fight, chased them out of the store, and they fled empty-handed.
Wow. When I was in high school, I had a thing called the atomic bong, and it was, if not my height, it was 6 feet tall. It was taller than me. And what you had to do it with 2 people. You'd put it in your mouth and lean back because it was so tall, and then your buddy would go way down there and light the friggin' thing.
Oh, yeah.
But it was fun to have. But if I clocked you over the head with my atomic bomb, you'd be bummed.
But you probably have to have 2 people to swing it, though.
Swing the thing.
Firefighters had to use the jaws of life to help free a black bear whose head was stuck in a milk can in northern Minnesota. A conservation officer was called and said, "We've got a young male bear with his head stuck in an old 10-gallon milk can."
I didn't even know milk ever came in cans.
Yeah, I guess like imagine a can of condensed milk, but then much bigger. And so it's just a different way of preserving it.
Oh, so it's still the crazy condensed milk because I've seen that. Man, that's good.
Oh, see, I'm thinking of it's like a metal canister because I've seen milk come in that before. So not like a sealed. It was never a sealed can. It was just kind of an open metal bucket that they delivered milk in.
No, it has to be sealed. They're going to deliver. How's it not going to spill all out?
No, I mean, like even like in the oldie-timey days when they delivered in the glass bottles, at first they didn't have caps on them. It was just open glass bottles. A milk can, it looks more like a spittoon, really.
Oh,
it's just like
a spittoon.
Yeah, like a metal bucket, basically.
All
right. Well, that was on the bear's head. I think Paul's describing it better than me saying a can of condensed milk.
I would still be saying, I don't get it. What are you, a crazy person? Then I realized, oh, yeah, it gets stuck on a bear's head.
Yeah.
It must look like that.
So this poor little bear, it was panting and freaking out. Couldn't get the can off of its head. They were brave enough, these men, to go over and drill 3 holes in the can so that the bear could breathe. Then 2 hours after trying to get the can off, they brought in the jaws of life.
Did they trank the bear?
Yeah, what was the bear doing?
I thought the same thing. They must have tranked this thing. As soon as they got the can off, the bear's like, "Hey, hi, guys," and ran away.
So I'm thinking they didn't trank him.
They did not trank the bear.
They're supposed to be saying hi.
Yeah, those are some brave rescuers.
Yeah.
It's asked about a picnic basket.
Yeah,
And then...
You are the best fiery man in the whole wide world. Oh, wait, that was a Catskills Jewish comic, but it was supposed to be Yogi.
Very close. It's time for today's Things Are Not Right in Florida story of the day.
Yay!
Often in Florida, when people go into jail, the jailers discover something that isn't supposed to be there. In this case, it wasn't where the sun don't shine. Normally it is in Florida. While booking a female inmate, jailers discovered cocaine under her wig that she had pasted to her scalp.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Well, she thought she was being pretty clever.
Yeah, she's right.
I'm going to smuggle this into jail with me. Taped it to her head, glued it on there, put on her wig. And they look under your wig, apparently.
Yeah. Oh, they look under your dress. They look under your everything.
Mm-hmm. She has now 2 additional felony charges and will be in jail even longer than she originally anticipated.
And deservedly so.
Oh,
She was so mad she flipped her wig.
Florida.
That's how they caught her.
News is brought to you by Les Schwab. We've got music news right around the corner. A rock legend headed to KZOK. We will tell you who and when. In entertainment news, which happens in mere moments, who is the top earning actor? Money says you cannot guess who it is.
All right.
It was a big night in Seattle sports. We'll tell you what happened with the Storm and give you Mariners tickets next. Lots going on in music news, my friends. Noon today, Steve Slayton will be talking with Ann Wilson of Heart.
Oh, really?
Oh, he is going to ask her about her new album, which drops tomorrow. But I know Steve Slayton is going to ask her about the future of Heart.
Sure he is.
And I'm sure Ann Wilson doesn't want to talk about it because of the little feud that went on with her and her sister Nancy.
Is that still going on?
I don't think so, but Steve Slayton will find out, and you guys listening will hear the answer at noon today.
He told me in passing, because that's how we talk, and I thought he was out of his mind. He said, Heart in its original form is not played together in 700 years, or something like that. I could be exaggerating that. And I thought he was wrong, but the original lineup of Heart have not been together in a really long time. All right, I'm going to listen. Today at noon, you say?
Today at noon, I say.
Steve Slayton, do yourself a favor, listen to Slayton.
Something else very cool happening here on KZOK.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Friday, 7 p.m., we are going to be broadcasting that surprise concert that Paul McCartney did in New York. So remember we talked about that. He showed up at Grand Central Station and played this huge, amazing set of Beatles and Wings songs.
Yeah.
And this is all in preparation for his new album. And we got the audio, and we will be broadcasting that tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Look at us having our microphones out for a surprise show that nobody knew about.
Yeah.
Very cool. The highest paid hip hop acts for 2018 has come out. Forbes does this every year, the annual list. And do you want to take a guess at who's at number one?
It's not my world, but I'm going to go with Drake.
You are incorrect.
Incorrect, Paul. You got one?
What was the exact thing that we're guessing again?
Who makes
Highest
most money as a rapper?
Paid
As a rapper.
hip hop act.
Hip hop.
Jay-Z.
That is correct.
Oh, yeah,
all
of course, Jay-Z.
Jay-Z, number one, $76.5 million on the year.
Yeah, but that's before taxes.
He had a new album. He had a tour with Beyonce. He had a joint album with Beyonce. $2.5 million Jay-Z earned for the year.
I got to listen to one of his CDs because everybody makes such a fuss over him. He's a genius. He's a billionaire. But since I've never heard one, I only go by appearance, and he looks like a goofball.
You've heard this song before. This song was massive.
He's all right.
Never heard it in my whole life.
This song was awesome.
But again, his physical appearance is of that a goofball. But he's married to Beyonce. She does not come off as a goofball.
No.
Now, I guess that he's supposed to be a genius and everything, but I don't know it because I haven't heard him. She's a genius, and I've seen it. Some of the moves that lady makes and what she decides to do, show-stoppingly brilliant.
Mm-hmm. At number two on the list of Forbes' highest paid hip-hop acts of 2018, Sean Combs.
Yeah.
He's usually at number one. He has dominated for the past 3 years. He's got various business ventures like Ciroc Vodka, De Leon Tequila, and Aqua Hydrate. He's also a massive producer. Kendrick Lamar, third place, with a career best $58 million.
That is pretty cool.
Kendrick Lamar has deals with Nike, American Express, albums, tours. He is at the top right now. The rest of the top 10 in order: Drake, J. Cole, Dr. Dre, Nas, Pitbull.
So nobody uses their actual names anymore. They say just weird Pitbull.
Yeah.
Remember when artists use names like Becky or John Lennon or Paul McCartney?
Right.
No, it's Pitbull, Dogface, Gangster, Fun Boy.
You're telling me Dr. Dre's name isn't Doctor?
No, but he is an actual doctor.
He's an actual doctor,
It's
yeah.
just Dre is not his
But
real
no.
name. He's the doctor part is
And
correct.
let's make it clear, PhD, not MD.
Yeah, right. It's not be crazy. It is nice to see him still on that list, though.
Yeah, sure. $35 million on the year. Not
too bad.
shabby.
Not too bad, yeah. I could live on it.
Me too.
Kanye, I wonder if he gets angry. He only earned $27.5 million.
Yeah, but did he do anything?
He had a tour and his clothing line.
Oh, I thought he stopped touring or doing shows when he had his little breakdown. I didn't think he went back
He
on the
did
road.
stop for a while.
Yeah, the tour, the way the dates work
There you
is it's June of last year to June of this year. It's
Right.
not the calendar year. So, he should have been making a lot of money from his ugly clothing.
Right.
Was that out loud? It was. It's ugly clothing.
It was, yeah.
Hey, it's almost here next weekend, the iHeartRadio Music Festival. It is September 21st and 22nd. Some of the biggest names in music coming together on one stage for one event. And we want to send you to see the show on us. We will send you to Las Vegas Hotel airfare. What you're doing is listening for the keyword. You text it to 200-200, your chance to win the trip. Next chance to hear and text 810 this morning. Another interesting look at money. Total career hauls, the top earning actors of all time. And the person at number one, I do not think anyone on this show would guess who it is.
Try.
You're going to try. But so this is the top earning actor of all time based on their total career hauls at the movies.
At the movies. Okay, because
Yes.
there goes my guess then. My guess was George Clooney and his movies.
So, Danny, if you starred in Corvette Summer
And I did.
and Paul starred in X-Men,
Yeah, which I did
Well,
not.
Paul may have kicked my ass.
Paul would have kicked your butt.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, even if Paul isn't the best actor, and you, Danny, obviously are,
All that true.
his movie made more money than your
Right.
movie, meaning he's on top of the list.
So you're telling me schlock makes money in America? For one, I'm shocked.
So do you understand how they're tallying this?
Yes.
Who
I
is at
understand
number
what's
one?
telling. I'm the Rock.
No.
Okay.
One of those comic book guys, Robert Downey Jr. maybe.
Not anymore.
That was my guess.
your
Tori, do you
guess
want to
3
take a
years
guess?
ago.
Oh, I thought this was cumulative.
Christoph
Wait.
Waltz.
You know, he's done okay in Glorious Bastards, and he's got
Who is he?
Christoph Waltz.
Eh.
What was the last? He was just in something else super big. You know him. He's the evil guy, and he's German, and he's kind of handsome and kind of scary looking at the same time.
I wasn't in Tarantino.
He
Film?
was in the Tarantino movie with the where they all kill each other, and it's a Western.
Hateful Eight.
Thank
Hateful
you.
Eight.
That is incorrect. Derek, what is your guess?
I'll say Chris Pratt.
Ooh, also a good guess. Lifetime. Samuel L. Jackson. Why?
Oh, I
All
know
the
why.
Avengers movies.
And everything
Pulp
else. The guy
And a bunch of
Fiction.
movies. Yeah,
He
he's just
doesn't
been in
stop with,
everything. Yeah.
I want to get all these monkey fighting snakes off of my
Yes.
money making movies.
He does not say no to a
No,
movie.
he does not.
Yeah,
If
for
he
the-
were a girl, I would love him, but he's not. And he just doesn't know how to say no.
But all those Avengers movies, if there has been an Avengers movie, he's in it. Therefore, he is the top earning actor of all time. At number 2,
How much?
$5.753 billion.
Okay, I don't think you set this up right. That's how much his movies made.
That's how much all the
Yes.
movies put together have made.
Yes.
We weren't looking for highest paid, and you didn't want to correct us when we all went.
Top earning actor. That's why I said Paul wins not because he was paid more or he's a better actor. His
Because
movie
my
did
movie
better.
made more. Yeah.
Mhm. When I asked if you understood, you said yes.
Yeah, well, that's before you changed the setup completely.
Top earning actors of all time based on their total career hauls, how much their movies
Okay,
made
see,
at
I
the
just
box
took
office.
that as pay.
No.
I see your point, but I took that as how much they've been paid in total career.
How much their
And
movies
by all our
made.
guesses, I think I misunderstood it.
Harrison Ford at number 2, Robert Downey Jr. at number 3, Tom Hanks, and Morgan Freeman is the rounding out the top 5. At number 6, Scarlett Johansson, $4.385 billion she has brought into the box office.
Wow.
That's
Well,
a lot.
her movies. Do you guys remember the cartoon heroine She-Ra?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Well, she is headed to Netflix.
Of course she is.
She-Ra and the Princess of Power. The first trailer surfaced this week, and she's got her magical sword that allows her to transform into She-Ra for the honor of Grayskull.
That's right. Was it a spin-off of He-Man?
Yep.
Or yeah.
There
By
are,
the power of Grayskull.
I watched He-Man. I mean, I saw every single He-Man. I did not watch She-Ra.
He was not my favorite. She was not my favorite. I didn't watch them because they were too weird, but now I like them, and that'd be Thundercats. Where they're like, they're almost people, yet they're
It's
cats.
super weird.
Well, Netflix will premiere She-Ra on November 17th. While Laurie Strode is ready to square off against Mike Myers again in the sequel to Halloween, moviegoers will have a chance to see where it all began.
You know, this actor likes to play dress up so you don't recognize him at all. He's got a current TV series, and you don't know it's the big movie star doing it. And his name is Mike Myers. Why can't he play Mike Myers? Just because he's a short little squatty Canadian, he likes to dress up and look different.
so
it would
funny.
be so good.
But I think that you nailed it there when you said Canadian. Who's scared of a Canadian?
Almost nobody. You got a point there.
Like the end of the movie, the big reveal is he takes off the mask and
Yeah.
it's not Michael Myers, it's Mike Myers.
Yeah.
Because you can be tall in movies when you're not tall. You don't have to be a
Sure.
little squatty dude. I've done it. You think I'm really bigger than Bigfoot? No. I eat soup off Alice Cooper's head.
Moviegoers will have a chance to see John Carpenter's Halloween totally restored and remastered. This is going to look amazing. 40th anniversary, and it will be in theaters worldwide starting September 27th.
Okay.
Then on October 19th, this new Halloween movie is coming out, which once again stars Jamie Lee Curtis.
Cool. I like her.
It looks scary. I saw the trailer and I thought it looked legit scary. So again, if you want to see Halloween back in theaters, September 27th.
She is super hard to get on the radio. And she's a really nice lady, but she's really difficult to get on the radio. And you want to know why? You
Why?
ever heard rumors about her?
Mm-mm.
Oh, there's big rumors about her. I didn't believe any of them, but she went on the Howard Stern show, and first thing out of his mouth, she was signing a children's book. And he went, "Are you really a hermaphrodite? Do you really have?" And he said the P word. And
Really?
everything. Well, that was the rumor for some reason. I don't know why. It's always haunted her. But, shut up. You don't mention, you don't do anything. And after that, she wouldn't do radio with anybody.
I don't really blame her.
No, me either. And I got her, and I felt very good about that. She's not, is she, Derek?
I have no idea. I'm going to say no because
All
that's
right, Ted.
horribly
Feeling-
offensive.
I have a feeling if he Googles that, it's just going to be a whole lot of urban legend and links to
That's
Howard
what I
Stern.
figured.
Let's take a look at sports.
Don't worry, you
Sports.
won't. Sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. That's 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Last night, Game 3 of the WNBA Finals. Could the Storm win it?
Oh, I
Could
bet they could.
They
Bet they could.
beat the Mystics. Let's listen and find out.
Cloud will take again and connect, but that will do it. The Seattle Storm have climbed back to the mountaintop. They are your 2018 WNBA champions.
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 Super exciting.
Yeah.
They
Very
beat
cool.
the Mystics 98-82 to win their third WNBA title, the first since 2010, and we're going to have a parade.
Yay. Hey, did anybody see it?
Yeah, she's amazing. Like even just
Tough.
it's got to be super annoying to be wearing that mask for the entire essentially the entire playoffs.
I saw the first time that a mask like that made it was, I think it was a Laker, and it might have been in the 80s, and you still see it very rarely because you look so stupid. I'd rather
Yeah.
have my nose broken again. But anyway, I don't remember that it was Sue Bird because there were a couple people in the mask. It was Sue Bird.
yeah, Sue Bird in the mask. Yeah, she broke her nose
No,
earlier in the playoffs.
Yeah, last night somebody broke her nose again.
You're asking who broke her nose?
No, I'm asking, did you guys see it? And was she wearing the mask? Because then if she's wearing the mask, what's the point?
I didn't see her get injured again, but I didn't watch the entirety of the game.
Like I said, I can't tell you if it was her or not because I didn't care. until
Was
I-
it someone in a mask though?
until I
Because she was the
saw-
only one in a mask.
Until I saw blood. I thought it was in the mask. I thought it was the girl in the mask, but I couldn't tell in the mask that it was Sue Bird, but it was lots of blood. And I went, oh, girl sports just got way more interesting. People are killing each other.
There's going to be a parade Sunday to celebrate the WNBA championship.
Awesome.
The route has not been completely determined yet, but it starts at 1 o'clock. It will end at Key Arena. It, of course, will be open to the public, and it will be hosted by team play-by-play announcer Dick Fain and analyst Elise Woodward. Congratulations to the Seattle
Yeah.
Storm.
Congratulations.
Austin Hedges, Hunter Renfroe hit long home runs, and the Padres beat the Mariners 5-4 yesterday, finishing off a 2-game sweep. We have lost 10 of 15 since the 26th, and we are basically out of contention for AL wildcard at this point.
That's it. We're out.
No, it's not mathematically done, but right now we are barely
72
hanging on.
games out of first.
We're looking at wildcard. There is no way to win the division.
Well, you can still measure 72 games out of first.
Yeah,
That's what I
72
thought.
games out of first.
Looking at AL wildcard, the Yankees are also
Wow.
struggling. If we could win some games and the Yankees could continue to lose, it's not mathematically impossible. I think we've got 14 games left.
It's
on the
not
season.
impossible, but it feels impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anybody's going to take the 50 billion Zimbabwean dollars on this, you're foolish. Like,
Yeah.
this is pretty much a predestined
Yeah.
thing.
Well, it was a nice day at the ballpark. If you were at yesterday's Mariners game, Safeco Field, you need to start calling us right now, 800-252-1025. The first person to tell us the song that played during Mariners KZOK Music Trivia will win tickets to an upcoming Mariners game. Start calling right now, 800-252-1025. Up next, Mariners, Angels, first pitch, 7:07. Mike Leake and Odrizamar Despaigne.
That's how I'd say it.
Yeah,
I'm
me too.
sure that's exactly how he pronounces it. Last night, the Boston Red Sox became the fastest team to reach 100 wins since 2001. David Price had a great game beating the Toronto Blue Jays. So they became the first team to clinch playoff berth. Now, a lot of Mariners have their eyes on this Red Sox team. 100 wins. Now, the Mariners reached 100 wins. They had a major league record winning 116 games.
They're that team in 2001 that got there that
Yes.
quick. Yeah.
And that's record how many?
116.
Wow, that's amazing.
So they got to the 100 wins quickest. Then they had a major league record of 116 games. So, of course, Mariners fans are hoping the Red Sox do not get 16 more wins this season, because then it would break the record.
Sure.
The last time the team, by the way, the Red Sox had 100 wins, they've only done it 4 times in history. Last time it was when Ted Williams returned from World War II in 1946.
Wow.
Pretty nice.
Right, and then froze his head.
Yep.
Yeah. That very next season. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best I'm going to do, freeze my head. It's a quote.
Yep.
I think that's what it says outside the cryogenic tank on the board. It says, that's the best I'm ever going to do, freeze my head.
It's Thursday. We've got Thursday night football tonight. The Baltimore Ravens facing the Cincinnati Bengals, 5:20 start time. We are looking at Aaron Rodgers, wondering what's going to happen this weekend because we know he got hurt during his season opener, sprained knee. He said it's pretty sore. He's not practicing, but is hoping to play against the Minnesota Vikings, but not committing yet.
Wow. Well, when he came back onto the field after getting hurt, he did just fine.
Yeah. The Oakland Raiders had a difficult season opener, and there could be a reason why. Some people say, wow, they stink.
Yeah, I say that.
Well, they did. There was a skunk in the clubhouse, in the locker room. There was a skunk running loose.
Oh, so it wasn't like a coaching strategy? They didn't do it on purpose? To fire them up? We'll get these guys fired up. We'll put a skunk in their locker room.
That'll do it.
Nope. And somebody said, well, did you see it? And John Gruden was on Twitter. Did you see it? John Gruden says, you don't have to see a skunk to know it's there, right? And
What the hell song is this? I'm sorry. I was trying to pay attention. There's people screaming.
Pepe Le Pew.
Nice, buddy. Nicely done.
Sports this morning brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Alrighty, make sure to be here at 7:20 this morning. We're playing the C word. I think I referred to my ex-wife as C word one time, and now she's my ex-wife and has all my money. So I think we should be very careful with this game. But if you play the C word and win, you're going to win a pair of tickets and food vouchers for Crafts and Cars Saturday at Evergreen Speedway, 7:20.
We found out that Jimmy Buffett's Coral Reefer brand is partnering with medical marijuana down south, and they are making it into a weed brand. So when you go in to make your purchase, you would see Jimmy Buffett branded weed, which makes total sense.
Total sense. Perfect sense.
One of those like, how did this not happen already? Jimmy Buffett's Coral Reefer band should have partnered with somebody else.
When I was talking, or we were talking about this yesterday, I thought, I went to the plant store. It's kind of crazy. It's a weird place, bunch of hippies, smells bad. I would never bother to buy one brand of pot or pot drink or edible, whatever I'm using that day, than any other person's. And I thought, I think you're just being cantankerous there, Bonaduce. Yes, I would. If Jimmy Buffett's or Bob Marley's pot was sitting next to Steve's pot, I'd get Bob Marley or Willie Nelson. I really would. So this makes perfect sense.
And especially, like when you said Willie Nelson, like, heck yeah, I'm getting the Willie Nelson weed.
Yeah.
That's very cool. But this makes total sense. And there are a lot of people whose names or image sort of lend themselves to a perfect partnership. Like Brad Pitt could make a peach company, and in Georgia, they'd open up the Peach Pit like from Beverly Hills 90210, because his last name is Pitt.
Yeah, no, you really thought that out. The Peach Pit's a thing to bring back. People are doing stuff like
Yeah.
that. Didn't we report they were trying to make a real live Peach Pit in
A
like
pop-up,
Beverly
I
Hills?
think,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. No, that was genius, man.
Yeah. But, there are some people whose image or just their name, like in the case of Jimmy Buffett's Coral Reefer Band,
Yeah.
kind of lends itself to the perfect partnership.
Then
for a
I want
brand.
to have a perfect partnership.
Okay.
And I'll stay with Jimmy Buffett. I think Jimmy Buffett and Warren Buffett in Old Country Buffett. So it would be Buffett and Buffett's Buffett.
That'd
when
be
you
great.
saw it. And it would have like a THC fountain instead of the chocolate fountain and a money salad for Warren Buffett. So
awesome.
Buffett's and Butt.
I love
That's what I would call it. Thank you. I stayed
love
up
it.
seconds to get that.
Well, you guys, what or who do you think would make for a perfect partnership? Let's hear it from you. I know you've got the creative juices flowing this morning. Give us a call, 800-252-1025, or text in.
So what we've all decided is a perfect partnership. Jimmy Buffett's Coral Reefer Company is now becoming a weed brand. That partnership, that makes a lot of sense to us. What and or who would you like to make a perfect partnership with? I said words, not my friend.
Oh, what was your example, Danny?
I want to go with I do, and I stay with Jimmy Buffett and then Warren Buffett for Old Town Buffet. But it may pronounce Buffett.
Buffett.
So we Buffett, and Buffett, and we'd give away great food, prime rib. Instead of a chocolate fountain, there'd be a pot fountain. Instead of a Waldorf salad, there'd be cash salad.
I love it.
All right,
awesome.
me too.
What or who do you think would make for a perfect partnership? 800-252-1025. Good morning, Vinny and Renton.
Hey, Vinny.
Hey, you guys, how you doing? I'm home from Vegas.
Welcome
Shout out
home.
to Yo and Drama. Oh, I lost my butt.
Yeah, that'll happen there. Because they didn't
And,
build that city because you're a big winner.
Right.
Yeah, I won once or twice over the years.
Good.
Okay, shout out to Yo and Drama.
Oh,
I know I'm using you guys. Thank you.
very tight-knit radio show
It
we have
is.
here.
I love
Here
it.
we go. I think I would like to partnership with Halle Berry and make Halle's frozen berries. I'd eat her berries. You know.
Yeah, no, I
Halle
do know
Berry's
what you mean.
berries.
Halle Berry, because I promote a company called Sherry's Berries, which, by the way, I'm happy to do because it's delicious, and I'm sure it'll be coming up around Christmas again or whatever. But Sherry's Berries, nice alliteration. But you got Halle Berry's berries,
Halle
genius.
Berry's berries. That is fantastic.
They were going to do Halle Berry's cherries, but it didn't rhyme well enough, and you couldn't find one.
What or who do you think would make for a perfect partnership? 800-252-1025. Good morning, Dave in Covington.
Hey, Dave.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay, here's what I've got. I mean, ladies, are you tired of fighting the chronic yeast infections? Well, try America's first celebrity-sponsored feminine product, the Danny Bonaduce.
Oh, good God.
No, it was a long walk because he stumbled. He's on the radio. He's a little nervous. It's actually Danny Bonaduce. That's what I was called in elementary school. So it must be worth sticking. I'm backing you. I mean, I think
liked-
you're an ass, but still, Dave, I think it's a good
I
idea.
like the premise of you could open a Cinnabon. Danny
That's what I-
Cinnabonaduce.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Next
didn't have
thing
to
you
take
know-
it to the weird place.
Yeah. Well, yours may be a weird place.
Was Dave there with you in elementary school?
Yeah.
And he just hasn't gotten over the joke.
He was a bully in elementary school, and he's mean to me now. Thank you, Dave.
What or who do you think would make for a perfect partnership? Jimmy Buffett's Coral Reefer is now becoming a weed brand. Makes total sense. What do you think? 800-252-1025. Good morning, Monica in Marysville.
Hey, good morning, all.
How
Good
are you?
morning.
I think we should bring out sports. How about Michael Phelps?
Yeah.
I think he should open up the water bong.
Oh, you're a genius. Of course he should.
Very
Of
smart.
course.
Absolutely.
I like that,
You know,
Monica.
the poor bastard took one pit of pot 72 years ago, and it won't go away. But that makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah.
That Michael Phelps water pipe or whatever it is, genius.
Yeah.
Genius, I say to you,
and
Monica.
then Ryan Lochte can sell a line of locks that he knows how to pick, and he'll steal them all.
I'm trying to think of something that has to do with him being a big fat liar, but I can't get to it. All right.
The Ryan Lochte lie detector
Yes,
test?
there you go.
Great text into 90627. Chris Pine Saul. That's from Josh and Bothell.
Really nice.
How is Chris
That's
Pine
great.
and Pine Sol not
Chris
working
Pine
together?
Sol, that's hysterical.
Cheetos and Trump. That one's coming in from several different people on the text line. Maybe something to do once he gets out of the White House.
How about, because he's in the news today and not for great reasons, a guy that I thought was relatively funny, Louis C.K.
Mm-hmm.
How about Louis C. KFC?
Yeah.
Louis C. KFC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's Tom Hardy not
No,
the
but
face
wait,
of
I'm
Hardee's?
not done. He has to see your breasts.
Oh,
And
geez.
legs.
How about your thighs? Like,
Yeah.
I have a couple of thighs because I'm Louis C. KFC. Now you've heard the whole thing.
Another text into 90627. How is Tom Hardy not the face of Hardee's restaurants?
Genius.
Oh, funny.
Do you think
Never
guy's
even occurred
English?
to me. Yeah, he is English, yes.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that, man. He talks with this weird American accent, and he's not that good at it.
His American accent?
Yeah.
It's because he's British.
I don't
His
love
British
him.
accent's great. He's very posh.
Yes, he is. Hangs out. Did you know he hangs out with Prince Harry? They're
Yeah, they're
friends.
good buds.
Yeah, it's weird.
Paul, what do you think? Who would or what would make for a perfect partnership?
Oh, well, not that he really needs the money, but I think Harrison Ford could do really well with a string of Ford dealerships. He'd make a killing. Harrison Ford's Ford.
Harrison Ford's better than Harrison Ford's airplanes.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
thinking
definitely.
because you always any airline crash we report on, Paul always goes, "Oh, is Harrison Ford flying?"
I just want to keep him on the ground now.
Yeah, well, that's nice. Harrison Ford. Chevy
Harrison-
Chase's Chevys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gerald
Absolutely.
Ford's Ford F-150s.
There you go.
He's dead.
Now I'm on a thing. So's Colonel Sanders.
Tori, who or what do you think would make for a perfect partnership?
Eddie Money and the Bunny Ranch. It's going to be Eddie Money's bunnies are going to take your money.
All right.
Let's talk to Wayne in Bremerton. Who or what do you think would make a perfect partnership?
Usain Bolt's instant energy jolt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great.
that
Why
works.
isn't that happening?
Yeah.
See, here's how you win on this show. And by winning, you make us chuckle. But here's how you do it. You either have a great thing that would be great in real life or a great thing that makes us laugh a lot. That's
Yeah.
both.
And he
That's
can have a snack as well, and it would be you saying nuts and bolts, and it would be like a trail mix.
How about an area? Because, mental health is in the news all the time. So why don't you open up the Usain Asylum? And where we send the really fast nuts to the Usain Asylum. Usain Asylum.
I like it.
Thank you.
Derek, who or what do you think would make for a perfect partnership?
This radio station should make a Western movie, and it would be the KZOK Corral.
Yeah.
Oh, heck
Yeah,
yeah.
well done.
Absolutely. Well, Doc
Why
Holliday
didn't
actually.
we think of that?
All right, I got one more.
Okay.
Again, because I think we may have reported on it this morning. How about this? Norm McDonald and McDonald's. And what happens is after you say something stupid, you flip your burger. Get it? Flipping?
Yeah.
Norm McDonald's McDonald's. McDonald's is my kind of place.
Yeah, I like it.
Hey, it's time to play the game that is sweeping the nation, the C word.
The C word.
This is for your chance Saturday at the Evergreen Speedway. You can sample some great craft beer. Check
Oh.
STP on 102.5 KZOK, where we are playing the C word for your chance to win a pair of tickets and food vouchers for crafts and cars. It's happening this Saturday at Evergreen Speedway. You can enjoy dozens of craft beer from local and regional breweries, a car show, live music, a cornhole tournament with cash prizes, autocross, a kids fun zone, food vendors, and more. To win tickets, you just need to correctly identify the C word from Danny's Clue. Our contestant is Dave in Monroe.
Dave!
Hey,
What's up?
I just want to say this is not the day from Guam, guys.
Not the day from Guam, guys.
I'm in a really good mood, and Dave improves it. All right, Dave, do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I do.
Do you understand the rules of the game?
I do.
Then here we go, sir. This C word is the relief from symptoms of a disease or condition and the preserving of meat or fish by methods such as salting, drying, or smoking. It's also Robert Smith's new wave band who rose to international fame in the late 80s with the pop-friendly hits like Just Like Heaven and Friday, I'm in Love. Can you identify the C word?
That would be the cure.
That would be
Nice
the cure,
job,
my friend.
Dave.
That's very nice.
Dave, you're going to the Jeep Winners window in our lobby to pick up your tickets and food vouchers for Crafts and Cars this Saturday at the Evergreen Speedway. We'll give you another chance to win tomorrow at 7:20, but tickets and info are available at evergreenspeedway.com. Congrats, and don't go anywhere, friends, because the big news of the day happens in minutes.
And it is all brought to you by our friends at Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Here's their phone number, 1-800-DIVORCE. That's easy. Also, go online to goldbergjones.com.
One of the big stories has to do with vaping. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is considering a ban on flavored e-cigarettes from Juul Labs and other companies as they say they are grappling with an epidemic of youth e-cigarette use.
You know, youth or no youth, it's pretty gross.
Yes.
It doesn't smell as bad as, say, a cigarette by leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
And it doesn't hang on your clothes or your hair by leaps and bounds like a cigarette does. But the amount of smoke seems to be about 8 times as much.
Yeah.
People go, and smokes just come out. It's just gross. They're big machines, and they stand outside with them. I don't like it. I'm against vaping.
The FDA says they are creating a new generation of nicotine addicts. That it's extremely dangerous, that many people still believe that vaping is better for you, that it is a healthy alternative, and it is not.
I thought part of that was actually true.
It's still nicotine.
Right, but I thought it was much better for you than smoking.
It's still not good for you.
Right.
And I think they don't know yet. There's certainly not been any long-term studies because it's not
hasn't
been around.
long-term, that stuff. But I believe the current research is, yeah, we have to admit it's better for you than cigarettes.
Well, the concern is candy and bubblegum flavors that are clearly trying to appeal to minors. So middle school, high school, these numbers are staggering. The FDA says more than 2 million middle school and high school students used e-cigarettes last year. And now they are giving the top 5 big companies 60 days to provide plans for how they're going to mitigate sales to minors.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that too.
Yeah, make some change is what the FDA
I got an
is
idea.
saying.
Call their parents. But that.
Yeah.
Rather than raise them up higher on the rack at the store so kids can't see them. I don't know, make it illegal to buy. Oh, it is. I think they're trying. I think you're persecuting a company here. When again, and I say this a lot, let parents parent. Hey, send a bunch of notes out to everybody at all schools. Have a meeting at schools. But, you know, don't change laws all around and make things all difficult. Let parents. And you guys as parents, don't let your kids smoke or vape.
But you think like
they're
cotton
not.
candy vaping is directed at adults and kids just happen to get it too?
I mean, is there a thing called cotton candy?
Yeah, that's
vaping?
that's what they want to ban. Is
It'd
like
be the first one I'd buy. To be
is
honest, and
all these flavors that,
yeah, I'm
that
almost
they said
60.
directed at
And if
kids.
they said tobacco, dog poop, or cotton candy,
Yeah.
I'm into I like the cotton candy.
Certainly over the dog poop.
My parents told me about the evils of smoking. At my school, they taught us about the evils of smoking. We still went out and
Right.
bought cigarettes. We got fake IDs, used those to buy cigarettes and alcohol. I don't think that holding parents responsible is necessarily the answer. I mean, the FDA has started to restrict things that are detrimental to our youth's health. So if asking companies to stop bubblegum flavored vaping with pretty packaging that is targeting a 15-year-old, I'm
then
okay with it.
Who sells it to the 15-year-old? And who gives the 15-year-old the money to buy it?
That's what I'm saying. I used to do it illegally. I'm sure these
Right.
kids are doing it illegally.
And they're still going to do it illegally. What, are they going to stop? You don't think they're going to they get drugs?
Sure.
Nancy Crampton Brophy is a very well-selling romance novelist. She is from Oregon, 68 years old, and she made huge headlines after being arraigned on murder charges
Yeah.
in connection with her chef husband's death. She wrote books like The Wrong Husband. But now, the Oregonian has unearthed a more explosive piece of writing by this Portland, Oregon woman, a 700-word essay published online called How to Murder Your Husband.
Well, that's kind of a gimme. I'll tell you what, first of all, I think her book, You've Married the Wrong Husband, You know how Fabio made his living being on the cover of books?
Yeah.
I totally should have been on the cover of that. Big picture of
wrong
Danny
answer.
Bonaduce and over my head, the wrong husband.
Well, some of this she writes as a romance suspense writer. I spend a lot of time thinking about murder and police procedure. After all, if the murderer is supposed to set me free, I certainly don't want to spend any time in jail. I don't like jumpsuits, and orange isn't my color. So she goes
I don't
on.
think she's taking this that seriously.
Very. She goes into extreme detail. Arsenic, easy to obtain, but easy to trace.
It's super easy to trace. Start with the yellow lines in your fingernails. That's the first place they'll look.
She talks about knives, a pipe wrench, all the different types of poison, guns.
Is she playing a game of Clue?
Clue, yeah. Colonel Muster in the conservatory.
With the pipe wrench.
Right.
So she wrote a book, How to Kill. I wrote an essay about how to murder your husband. She did indeed what seems to be murder her husband, and they still don't have a motive. But she
Book sales. She wanted to pump up
Well,
book sales.
here's the thing on this, because it's a double whammy alibi. Ready? I'm her, you're the cops,
Yeah.
okay? Do you think I'd write a book about killing my husband and do all the details of how to kill a husband and then do it? You'd have it in writing. 2, do you think that if I wrote a book about killing my husband, I couldn't possibly have done it? Then you go, well, I read it, and it says that you have to have done it because you're the only one that could have known these details. This is weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
And Stormy Daniels is telling her story in a new memoir titled Full Disclosure.
Yeah.
The porn star, who alleges an affair with President Donald Trump, announced the book on The View yesterday. It will be coming out on October 2nd. It will detail her life and legal standoff with the president.
Did you say she goes on The View?
She went on The View.
Wow.
And,
I'm shocked they'd have her, to be honest.
well, because she's controversial? Or?
Because she's filth. Because she makes a lot of money from doing the nastiest of porn, and now goes to strip clubs and picks up dollars with her butt cheeks. Why is she on The View? They gave me a hard time on The View.
Well, this book will
And I
become...
did not pick up money with my butt cheeks.
That's debatable.
That day.
If I could. It was a coin. How are you going to get it?
This book will come out on October 2nd.
I don't like it.
Well, then don't buy it.
Okay. I think that's it then.
And there's a new study out showing the most powerful logos when it comes to public recognition. They said there are brands that millennials recognize the most, and those brands are very powerful. So at number 1, the most recognizable brands amongst millennials. Danny,
Just
would you
by
like
looking at the logo?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's just say I was going to say Nike. Would I be wrong automatically because I should have said the swoosh?
No, but you're wrong anyway.
No, I'm not picking that.
Okay.
That's how I wanted to decide. So I don't care about the name.
No, you need to know the name.
Name
or
of the
it's not
company?
recognizable.
All right, Ferrari.
Is the most recognizable brand
Sure.
amongst millennials?
McDonald's.
Well, that's
The
good. The Golden Arches.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse's head.
Who doesn't know that?
Coca-Cola.
Oh, that's a good one.
Coca-Cola. It is a good one.
But isn't their logo the words Coca-Cola?
Yeah.
I guess that helps it be recognizable. I can recognize that because
Yeah.
I can read.
Read that.
This is worldwide.
Yeah,
Coca-Cola is in English.
No, it's not.
I guess
It's
it's a
in
made-up
universe.
word.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
it. It's like Mickey Mouse is only American. Nope. Check that logo.
Most recognizable brands at number 2, Ford.
All right, I think we have a pattern here. Put your
Yeah, put
name
your
in the
name
logo,
in the logo.
and it's easy to figure out.
But
Sony,
that's in English.
Apple. That's just a logo.
Now,
Yeah,
Apple's
that's
the
right.
apple. And I
Although
find
it isn't an apple.
I find it confusing, to be honest with you.
Why?
It's almost exactly the Beatles' apple.
Yeah.
At number 5, Walt Disney. Number 6, Toyota, BMW, Pepsi, Volkswagen, Honda, the most recognizable brands amongst millennials in the world. So as I said, this means they're powerful. They're very powerful companies. Congratulations to the Seattle Storm, winners of the WNBA Finals last night, beating the Mystics 98-82, winning the franchise's 3rd WNBA title We are having a parade. Derek, give us some parade info, please.
Sunday at 1 p.m. is when the parade will begin. It's going to end at Key Arena, and the team is inviting fans to join them in Key Arena for a big rally. All of the parade and rally details are going to be made available in the coming days.
Very
Awesome.
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I didn't realize it had been 8 years since their last championship because it feels like it wasn't that long ago. I remember the parade. I remember the people celebrating.
Yep.
It's awesome.
It was fun watching the coverage of people who went to bars. Like Ozzy's was the one that Como was showing this morning, and just so many people super excited about the Storm. I know this parade's going to be amazing, the rally. Congratulations to this team. They were really, really spectacular all season long. The Seattle Storm, the WNBA title. Congratulations. That's your big news today, which is brought to you by Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men, 1-800-DIVORCE, or online, goldbergjones.com.
All right, coming up, I am expecting a very special Sarah's Filthy Forecast, and it's right around the corner.
It's Sarah with your filthy forecast. The skies are going to open up and cover you in the sticky stuff. Oh, yes. Today might be a good day to get a sluice box. Oh, you could just watch the wetness under you open up to show you all sorts of rewards. But the wet ground may make driving conditions a bit slick and slippery. So be careful out there this morning. 64 and wet today. Oh, tomorrow it goes down, down, down. How low can it go?
Not sure.
Just 62 for the high. But don't worry. This weekend the sun comes again for us. Not once, but at least twice. Sounds nice. With the best weather front in Seattle, I'm Sarah.
I got to tell you, Sarah, I was halfway there. Things are popping, if you know what I'm saying, while I'm listening to the Filthy Forecast. And then you said, ooh, you need a sluice box. And you killed it. What's she talking about? What weird thing? That's the thing you use to pan for gold, right?
I don't think she's going to break character, man.
No, I don't want to break character. This is the Sarah's Filthy Forecast moment. Wow. All right. So anyway,
Talk about my beaver.
hey, there's
Jerry.
more. You can see her sluice box, or you can see her beaver, because Sarah has a beaver. And if you can tell us where it's been, this is tomorrow morning, right around the same time, 7:50. If you can tell us where Sarah's beaver's been, you're going to win a pair of tickets. Ooh, Joan Jett and the Blackhearts and Cheap Trick at the Washington State Fair. And what do we know about both of those people?
What's that?
Yeah.
They're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
They are, yeah.
Both of them. Both of them. That's a cool prize. Alrighty, it's coming faster than you might have thought. Next weekend, September 21st and 22nd in Vegas, baby. It's our iHeartRadio Music Festival with some of the very biggest names in music performances and collaborations you just won't see anywhere else. And of course, we'd like to send you free, by the way, including airfare for two, a hotel. You're going to dig this. Your next chance to win and text on in is coming up in around, 7 minutes from now.
A lot of people talking about Amazon yesterday
Yeah.
as they announced plans to start selling full-size Christmas trees delivered right to your door. Some people thought this is fantastic, and others, like Paul, they would rather go pick them themselves.
Yeah, no way, no how am I going to order my Christmas tree on the internet and have you mail it to me.
You
Well,
know,
you also
normally-
take it to another level, Paul, where you don't want to just go to the lot.
Oh, no, it's an adventure. I want to go out in the woods and find my tree. Or, I mean, they have Christmas tree farms that are, remote areas where you go out, you find the perfect tree, and you cut it down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and normally when I disagree with Paul, or he disagrees with me, there's a portion of it bothering me. Why does he disagree with me? Why didn't he see things the way I see? Because I don't see them but I get it. I see you could possibly take your kid out and find
Yeah.
just the right tree. Not me. I would get from Bezos, no problem. because I would go down to the tree line and say, "Can you deliver this? Because I don't want to touch it."
Yeah.
So yeah, I disagree with you. Yet I totally get that your opinion's right on this.
Well, there's some stuff you still want to do yourself, which
Well,
some
yeah.
could say it's the hard way. Paul
Yeah.
could have Amazon deliver his Christmas tree, but he'd rather kind of go the hard way and do it himself. And I agree. Danny, you and your wife use a subscription that Amazon offers, which is for grocery delivery.
Right.
I do not want to do that. I want to go to the grocery store, do it the hard way. I'll go pick out all my stuff because I want to hand select exactly what I want at the store. Some people say, why don't you just use a service?
Yeah, that's what I say.
I'd rather do it the hard way to get exactly what I want.
I know that you work around the clock and stuff, but apparently you still have way more time than I do. I don't have time to go squeeze tomatoes. I found that Amazon, somebody is doing expert work. Sometimes I get the wrong thing. That does happen. But if I get the tomatoes I want, they're like the best tomatoes you ever saw.
Yeah, I want to squeeze the tomatoes.
Just shopping in general, like whether it's groceries or anything else. Like I'm a brick and mortar person. I like to go there, see the thing on the shelf,
Right.
Yep.
pick it out, take it home with me immediately.
Yeah.
Because I hate I'm really excited now. I bought this thing and now I have to wait 2 days, which seems crazy because
Yeah.
it's only 2 days. But I want to go get it from a store and then open it in the car.
I'm with you.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like I don't do it. I spent all day at Fred Meyer's the other day. Remember? I don't even remember what I brought. I brought something in for
Microwave.
work. Oh, I bought you
Yeah,
guys
right.
and us guys a microwave because I could have just said deliver me a microwave, but there is something to be said for going to the store. But for I got to go every Monday because of course we got to eat. Nope, to push the button, I get the same food unless I ask for something else. It's perfect.
Well, what is something you do want to do yourself, Danny? Do it the hard way, even though you don't have to.
Well, I think we're talking about other things like shoes and jackets and shirts and things like that. There are now all these things online where you can buy.
Yeah.
They fit you somehow with laser beams shooting out, and they're. I need to go to the mall and buy a pair of Vans for $50. Don't send me my shoes in the mail. Same thing with sports coats. I went to H&G Superstores, bought 3 suits. They could have done that off the internet. Nope. I need to try my clothes on and buy them, and I need the sales lady to go, "Oh, you look great," because that's the clincher.
See, we could not be more different. You don't want to go to the grocery store. I don't want to go shopping. I do not want to go to the Gap or Nordstrom or Macy's. No way.
You get your clothes by computer?
all on computer. I hate going
Wow.
shopping unless
Yeah.
it's the grocery store.
It doesn't explain that sweater. But anyway.
Danny,
No, I mean, you've had it for years, and it says S on it.
you guys listening, what is something you still want to do for yourself or maybe do the hard way even though you don't have to? Call us now, 800-252-1025 or text in 90627.
We bet on stuff around here just for fun, and I will tell you this, that if we're coming down to a bet, I will always bet on Amazon. I don't know if it's good for you. I don't know if it's good for the country. I don't know if it's good for the atmosphere, but it's always good business. Amazon is going to sell full-size Christmas trees delivered right to your door. What is something that you still want to do for yourself and do the hard way, even though you don't have to? 1-800-252-1025. You can text 90627.
Yeah, Paul will never order a Christmas tree online. He's got to go out into the woods with his old-fashioned hatchet, chop it down.
Wait, don't you have a
Just like
fake
that.
tree?
Well, we did get a fake tree. My wife finally, her protest over the live tree. This year we got a fake tree, and then I left it up for like 9 months, and I think she might be over it.
I got to tell you, I'm fully with Holiday on this one.
Yeah?
If you can get a not clean up after the Holidays tree versus a real tree that's a fire hazard and bleeds needles.
It doesn't smell like Christmas. It's just not the same.
They
man.
have Christmas in a can. I've seen
Yeah,
it.
it's not
Spray
the
it.
same, man.
It is. Sniff it.
What is something you still want to do yourself? Do it the hard way, even though you don't have to. Good morning, Dave in Olympia.
Hey, Dave.
Yes, I use a landline. I don't carry a cell phone or an iPad.
You know what? You're a communist, but you're my kind of communist. Only the iPad thing didn't. But I have a hardline phone at my house with a cord and everything, and I won't take important calls on anything else because there's a delay. You just sound like an idiot. Like, ask me how I'm doing.
How you doing,
It's a
Danny?
nice day. That's how it sounds to me on a cell phone. So I'm with you, buddy.
Good morning to Farmer Ted in Seattle.
Hey, Farmer Ted.
Good morning. How you guys doing today?
All good, thanks. What do you got?
Hey, I like Netflix and everything, but I miss going to the video store.
That's doing something the hard way. You just wander through the aisles.
Well, there's I
don't know what you
think
want.
I think there's like 4 Blockbusters left in the
One.
world, so it's really
One.
difficult.
That's
for you
actually
to
the
go
hard
to
way, yeah.
if you got to hike to the one. And aren't there some in Europe? Aren't there still some in like Russia and
As
something?
far as I know, there's only one. But here in Seattle, we do have 3 video stores that are still in existence.
There's one next to my house, like right on the first street on Queen Anne, for the longest time, and I thought it was a cover for something kind of like that, Baskin Robbins.
Yeah, we've got 3. I know one of them is in Capitol Hill. I'm not sure where the other 2 are, but of course it's a struggle. But sometimes you would rather do it the hard way and go and just wander.
Yeah, along those same lines, Toma in Bitter Lake texted in to 90627 and says going to an actual movie theater versus just streaming it at home. Especially now, a lot of movies are coming out the same day.
Yeah.
Same day releases where you can just watch it at home.
Okay, I just noticed that and didn't realize that was happening.
Yeah.
I turned on because I'm going to rent the Canelo fight, and so I'm looking on those pay channels, and they got movies that are in just came out in theater.
Right.
They're just brand new. That's weird. I'm with you. I'd rather watch a certain kind of movie in the theater for sure. Certainly a blockbuster, but 9 out of 10 times I'm gonna watch it at home.
Yeah.
We're asking what is something you still want to do yourself or you still want to do the hard way, even though you don't have to. Let's talk to James in Bothell.
Hey, James.
Good morning, all. Well, I've been a handyman for 40 plus years, and I'm a plumber, I'm a carpenter, I'm an electrician, I'm a mechanic. I can do just about anything, and I prefer to do it that way.
Good for you, man.
Good for you. You know, it is because it just makes me bitterly jealous. I can do literally none of those things. I got a good job. This job pays. I can afford people to come to my house and fix stuff. But there is something about being a guy who can grab a tool and fix something. So, yeah, I'm a little jealous of you there, James.
My sister-in-law lives in a very, very big house, and she still wants to clean it herself. And I say, you have the money. Why don't you just hire cleaners? You're a really busy person. And she said she still wants to do it herself, that there's some sort of feeling of of accomplishment.
Yeah, but she's probably raised, too, with this is what the wife does lectures.
Well, I mean, my brother certainly can clean as well, but she was raised with money constraints. So you think, why would I pay somebody to do something I can easily just do myself, even though it's the hard way?
Easily my butt. And I'll tell you right now, man, if there were a big pile of clothes and maybe even a couple old food containers in my living room, they would live there forever if I had to pick them up.
Heather calling from Bothell, what's something you do the hard way or want to do yourself?
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're good. How are you?
I'm stuck in traffic.
Bummer.
I know. Well, the one thing that I still love to do, and I'm younger, I'm in my 30s, and I never got into the iPhone, iTunes. I love to buy CDs.
Do you have anything to play them on, or you just go buy them?
In my car.
Okay. Oh, I don't have. We discovered we don't have CD players in our cars.
Yeah, it's getting less and less common.
Yeah. Well, it's like Tori. I mean, Tori's younger. She's 25, and she would still rather go to the record store and sift through vinyl, right, Tori?
Oh, so true.
And she could just go to iTunes and look for what she wants, but she wants to go sift through the vinyl.
I do that with my wife sometimes because I'm a decent guy. I hate it so much because it's basically once you do it this way, you start going to the alphabetical order, ABBA, Beatles, I'm out, CCR. It's the library. You're doing the Dewey Decimal System. It's a hassle. It's not fun. I don't do it. She could spend a whole day with it.
By the way, less than an hour from now, we will talk with Tori about all the new music that is coming out in stores tomorrow. For Heather, on CD. For other people, coming out digitally, but that will happen at 9 o'clock this morning. Jason in Tacoma, what's something you still do the hard way, still want to do yourself?
Well, I go out and I still enjoy the primal nature of going out and splitting wood, cutting wood, warming the house up that way. I mean, it's very easy to go out and just turn the dial on the heater, but something about going out there and just doing it yourself.
Yeah, I can see splitting the wood, and I would do it once.
Yeah.
I know I'd have enough heat in a day before I caught on that I hated it. For probably about 3 or 4 days in a row of wood burning. But I was like, hey, will you deliver split wood to my house for an extra 50 cents? We're on.
He's taking it to the next level, too, where it's to heat his home.
Right.
So it's not even just aesthetic. He needs heat. He could just turn the dial on the wall, but no. Go the old-fashioned way. I like it. How about you, Dave in Federal Way?
Hoffa Dave from Guam, guys. Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, I'd like to invite you guys tomorrow to go to my son's fight at the Seattle Center. It's Fight to Pro Win. He's got a grappling match.
Oh,
cool.
cool.
The
Yeah,
kid
if
that
you guys are not doing anything tomorrow night.
the kid that I met.
Yeah, the kid you met, the long-haired boy.
Yeah, I like that kid. All right.
Yeah, it's his first pro fight. So, and good luck to all his teammates too, fighting there tomorrow. It's going to be badass.
Good luck. That's very cool, Dave.
All right. What do you like to do that's still difficult and you want to do it yourself?
I still like to drive myself around instead of taking Uber. You know, I still like to, know that my car is waiting for me out there, and I can do whatever I want in it, when I want to, how I want to, and who I want to do it with.
Okay, because doing it in the Uber, they frown on that. One guy said, "Hey, I just Scotch guarded." I didn't pay attention. But here's the only reason I'm not fully with Dave, because I agree, because I have a nice car. I like driving the Jeep. Parking in this town.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's just my whole world is easier in an Uber. But I get you, Dave.
Paul, what's something you still want to do yourself other than get a Christmas tree and chop it down?
I like to wash my car by hand instead of, I could drive through the brown bear or whatever, but
Yeah.
it's just something about, especially when the weather's nice, just getting out there with a bucket of soap and washing your car. It's kind of relaxing.
Nope.
No?
Yeah, nope.
No, if you're playing She's My Cherry Pie and you're not wearing much, then I kind of understand it.
You know how I roll, Danny.
But yeah. All right, I got one more, and it's going to sound weird at first. I like to order. Because the last 3 OK dinners I've been to, they had a prefix menu for $125 and 17 courses.
Oh.
I don't want that. I want a little Jell-O, a little meat, and then some more Jell-O. I'm a big fan of Jell-O, but I'd like to pick it myself. Thank you very much.
People on the text line are making their own sauerkraut and mayonnaise, which is
whoa.
weird. Different
Nope.
people. One person making sauerkraut, one person making mayonnaise. Printing out paper tickets instead of putting it on your phone.
Yep.
Apparently, that's something that.
Listen, both of those things seem ludicrous to me.
Yeah, right.
What do you mean printing out your own tickets? You can't do that. You got to go buy them. And then like, put your ticket on. You can't put a ticket on a phone. I know what they're saying. I couldn't do
You
either
don't
one.
have a keepsake if you don't print it.
And I hate the phone thing. It never works the first time. The line comes to a stop. Shut up.
Tori, what is something you like to do yourself or do the hard way?
I like to make my own strawberry milk. So I go and I get the powder instead of buying it already stirred up, and I just stir it up in a glass.
So let me see if I got this straight. When you make your own strawberry milk,
Yes.
you buy and or use 0 strawberries.
Yeah, it's just
It's a
sugar.
powder.
It's a powder.
Yeah,
Does that count for doing it yourself?
Yeah,
you can buy
DIY, buddy.
You can buy it bottled already.
You can, you can buy
Yeah.
pre-stirred.
Yeah, what are
Yeah.
you crazy? I'd be stirring all
She
day.
stirs herself.
man.
Think about it, though, buying that pre-stirred, that's got to save you 10, 12 seconds.
Yeah, easily.
And the whole arm strength you don't have to put into it.
She's got to get some exercise, okay? Somehow.
Do you actually like strawberry milk? I think strawberry milk is the grossest thing I've ever
It's
tasted.
so good.
All right.
Why do you not
Matt,
like it?
My grown-up wife discovered it the other day at Met Market and is now a strawberry milk freak.
Really?
Does she stir herself?
No, she buys little adorable glass bottles that says recycle right as I throw them out.
Derek, what's something you do yourself or do the hard way even though you don't have to?
Where I grew up, they have the pick-a-patch where you can pick your own berries, and picking your own strawberries is very rewarding, and I'll throw them in Tori's milk.
There you go.
Picking your own strawberries is very
rewarding.
Have you ever done it? You should try it.
I actually have done it, but only because there were berries there and I wanted to eat them, and some farmer yelled at me. But I would never.
That's called stealing.
No, I like to steal. That's exactly.
Something you like to do yourself?
Somebody's got a sandwich in the fridge. I'm full.
Stay with us. The news is coming up in just a few minutes. Sadly, one person has died. 6 others were hospitalized following a garage fire in South Everett early this morning. This was on the 300 block of 127th Street Southeast. They were able to contain the fire to the garage of a duplex, but sadly, a 29-year-old man was found inside the garage and pronounced dead at the scene. The cause of the fire currently under investigation. Washington State University has revealed that for the 3rd year in a row, enrollment is up, a record number of students, with Pullman freshmen leading the surge. The university has a total of 31,478 students across its campuses and other locations, and that is a big increase from the previous year.
I was talking to my son last night. He's at boarding school in Southern California. It's the best way to put it, because it's like by towns you never heard of. But anyway, all he's doing now is talking about college, and it seemed like 2 months ago, all he was doing is about talking out of dropping out of high school. So I like this trend a lot.
Yeah, it's good.
Although it's
Good
going to
for him.
cost me.
Yeah, it'll be worth every penny.
You don't know him.
Well, it sounds like this school's helping him to turn it around.
Looks like, although he's been there a week, I don't know what's happening. Remember the last time, and he's still in love with the girl he never met before until the other day. He met her online and flew to Philadelphia at mommy's expense to meet a strange adult woman. So they're still in love. So he hangs on to stuff, this wacky kid. Good.
But he's
Did
still
you
in
not
love.
hear
That's
that
nice.
story? She's a stranger from the internet.
Not anymore.
It's dangerous.
Pretty sure they know each other pretty well.
Me too. Also, not great parenting.
An Oregon party planning group has announced its next venture will double as a Guinness World Record attempt for the largest blanket fort. Murderboat Productions made headlines with a dance party they did. That was on a Boeing 727 in the middle of the woods. They have now announced the Oregon
A
Convention
Boeing
Center.
727 in the middle of the woods? They danced around a crash? Are you serious?
There's a
What bad form.
It wasn't a
it's
crash.
not a crash. It's an
How did
old
they get
plane.
the plane in the woods? How do you get the wings around the trees?
Take them off.
He's right.
I guess. You take the wings off? Did they put them back on afterwards?
This is a dude has owned this one.
I know
for a
that.
super
I love
long
that we're
time.
asking you questions that you couldn't
can't
possibly
possibly
answer.
know.
But you're just
No.
saying.
The
yep,
cool thing
yes.
is she answers.
Yes, everyone.
That's one of my favorite things about Sarah.
I've seen this dude's plane before. He lives in it.
Really?
Yeah.
And when you flew on it to the Arctic Circle?
No.
Oh,
I've
man.
never been to
Because
the
it didn't have
Arctic Circle.
wings.
It used to have wings.
And then he
take
took them off to put it in the woods.
That was a
they
good
put it back
TV
on.
show. Remember that, Paul?
Wings. I do.
Oh,
I love that
that
show. Yeah.
The world's largest blanket fort party
Yeah.
will take place November 3rd at the Oregon Convention Center. All ages. There'll be a playtime party, and then at night, 21 and over. Boom, chicka, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Is that what's going on under the blanket
Right.
fort?
You know what I would like to do is award somebody with the Guinness Book of World Record wet blanket toss for throwing the wet blanket over the party. I think it's the one in the plane.
Well, they are hoping to surpass the current record, which is 3,304 square foot blanket. And this one, they're hoping to do 4,000 square feet.
Every
of
time I
blanket.
hear one of these dumb records, I assume that no one had done it before. So you can make, whatever size blanket for it. But there was somebody who already did this really stupid thing before.
Yeah, and plus, what kind of event? My house in Los Angeles is 3,000 square feet. Who cares?
But you've never made a blanket for it the size of your house.
They've never made a blanket for it and look like my house. That's not the point. The point is, shouldn't it be bigger than 20,000 football fields? That's a Guinness book. Guinness is just getting too easy.
How many dining room chairs do you have that you can make one the
Hey,
size of 20,000 football
Hey,
fields?
Guinness, I tooted the national anthem for 14 minutes last. Here's your
too
award.
Short. Nope, that's too short.
No,
The
that's not what
record
they
is-
said that about. It was about something else, Sarah. Thanks for bringing it up.
Well, all eyes continue to be on Hurricane Florence as she moves closer to the Carolinas.
You know, Donald Trump said it was going to do $3 damage.
That's what I
Really
heard.
weird that he's
yeah.
saying that kind of stuff.
Well, he's saying FEMA's ready, that they are ready for this storm, still encouraging people to be very careful if they haven't evacuated, which a lot of people didn't, just to be very careful. But Waffle House is joining the list of agencies and businesses that are trying to help. They've done this in the past. Waffle House restaurants are staying open, and they call this the Waffle House Index. Now, they say if a Waffle House shuts down, they know things are bad. But as soon as it reopens, that's when they know the community is doing better. So as soon as a Waffle House can open, like a grocery store, a corner store, the Waffle House, that means you're starting to generate revenue again.
I get that. Do you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
But is the government actually tracking
Counting
whether
Waffle
houses are open or not?
I don't know. What they're
It wouldn't
doing.
surprise me.
I don't trust our government as much as I used to.
Everybody loves grits.
Everybody does
Yeah,
love
that's
grits. I don't know anybody that doesn't love grits. I don't know why they keep thinking throwing shrimp in them, which is one of my favorite things in the whole world. They don't improve grits. Grits
I
improve
love
grits.
shrimp and grits.
I like shrimp grits every now and again, but you don't need to keep throwing pork belly grits. I had that the other day at the market. No, grits and grits.
A 42-year-old man is facing nearly 24 charges after he smashed his Porsche into 18 other vehicles at his apartment complex. Now, he said, "My wheels looks like they're embedded a little bit. I've got a lot of damage." Well, he says he took an Ambien, but he'd already had a couple of alcoholic drinks, and that's the last thing he remembers.
Why do you give an excuse that makes it your fault? You're not allowed to have a couple of drinks and an Ambien and get in your car.
Right.
Well,
You're allowed to crash. They're called accidents. Once you put an Ambien and alcohol, it's called assault.
But I'm wondering if he's going for the I didn't know what I was doing because people sleepwalk occasionally when they take Ambien.
Who cares? The same thing's going to happen to him whether he understands what he did or not. He didn't do anything on purpose.
But maybe it's the excuse of he was under the influence and this is a unwanted side effect.
Way bad excuse.
Yeah.
I was under the influence.
It does make you think the guy's telling the truth, though, because that's
It's
a really
the world's
stupid
worst.
lie.
Yeah, it's way terrible.
A Phoenix man spotted naked in his neighbor's backyard is facing charges. Not just indecent exposure, but felony burglary charges.
Wow. What did he burgle?
Oh, he stole my heart. The neighbor's heart, maybe.
Oh, that was awesome. I like it. He stole Paul's heart.
What else could he steal from the yard?
Lawn furniture.
Gnomes. Garden gnomes.
Oh, garden gnome. Oh, what do you call it? Flamingo.
Flamingo. Where the hell did my flamingo? That's what they'd say.
They would say that.
Same thing when you steal a snail. They'd say, where does my escargot? I could do this more, but you guys
Did we get it right?
No, you didn't.
Oh.
He was completely naked, said, I'm here looking for my grandmother, and he stole a sheet.
Why does he want to see his grandmother naked?
That's the question.
Or be naked when he sees his grandmother?
Because I
Either
don't
way.
mean to be too horrifying, but what do you need to wear once you dig her up?
What?
Grandma's not alive. He's a grown person.
Okay.
Well, he's only 27, so grandma
Oh,
is
grandma
still
could be
alive.
alive. Okay. I was picturing him older and naked.
Well, she said, your grandma's not here. Get out of my yard. He refused to leave. That's when he stole a sheet that was hanging up in her backyard. Cops arrived at the scene. Don't know where grandma was. Don't know why he was naked, but he's facing a slew of charges.
Was he arrested still wearing the sheet, or had he lost that?
He was still wearing the sheet,
Oh,
but
because I heard they scared the sheet out of him. That's what I heard, Sarah. I heard that. Thanks for playing today, Paul. God bless you.
Was that the burglary charge?
Yep.
That he stole the sheet?
The sheet.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's not really fair.
in Arizona,
She got it back.
burglary is a third-degree Class 4 felony, so he can go to prison.
Are they going to charge him for the nudity?
Oh, yes.
Because you can't be charged
Indecent
for
exposure.
you can't be charged for that and solving that. Like you
Well,
can't
it's
because he
someone
put the
else's
sheet
yard.
over him
I'm
so
totally
that he would not.
following you, man. I got you.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
We're going to charge you for breaking the law and also for not
Solving
breaking the law.
Our
yeah.
crime. You were naked. It was illegal. Oh, you're dressed.
Yeah, you can only charge him for one or the other.
Doga. Yeah, the cops are out of line.
Yeah.
Those Phoenix cops.
On to Florida for the case of the purloined postage.
Yeah.
Federal prosecutors say a mailroom worker stole $5.4 million from a Jacksonville credit union.
You'd
by-
think they would notice that, right?
Yeah, I would, certainly. In Jacksonville, what do they got? $8?
Dude, this is commitment. 20 years he worked there, and during his duration stole $5.4 million.
Why don't you stop working at 3?
Yeah.
Well, you still, because no matter if
good
you're getting
point.
rich, you're still setting an alarm, getting up at 7:30, going
Yeah.
down to some schleck job you don't dig, surrounded by people who don't understand you, who steal your yogurt, no less. Why don't you just go, you know what, I'm not going in anymore. I got $3 million.
Yeah.
Strangely enough, this dude appears to want to work in the entertainment business.
Well, he does.
A lot of the money was spent producing like crappy stuff. Like,
Yeah.
looking at the list of credits is nothing nobody is.
So he
ever heard
couldn't
of.
stop because he kept losing money. He stole the money, then he would spend that on making a movie, and
Yeah.
it would fail.
Yep.
And kept stealing. Now he is busted. He was using their checks to buy postage stamps that he would then sell for cash and keep the cash.
Well, I've heard of that before. Who do you sell that many postage stamps back to?
Seriously,
Will they
that's
buy it
the
at the
question.
post office? Or do you
Not-
stand in front of the post office and go, psst,
Yeah, not clearly.
cheaper postage stamps?
In my trunk.
Yeah.
Well, he is
And now
facing.
they're in this big box that looks like speakers, but really in there it's postage stamps.
Yeah, and who needs $4 million worth of stamps?
I'm guessing he had multiple customers. Probably wasn't one person. He sold $4 million worth of stamps to.
I went home last night and Amy went, and look what I've got, and held out her hands. And from where I was sitting, she had kind of a blob, but they were the new John Lennon postage
Oh, yeah.
stamps. Not great. Not one of my favorite pictures of him in any way, shape, or form.
Really?
Yeah, because he's kind of a cute guy some of the times, and he's kind of a thuggish guy some of the time. Both kind of attractive, I think. He's just a goof in this shot. I don't love him. I'm going to mail him away.
Well, lots of us know the pleasure of a good hot shower. which pretty recently has gotten even better thanks to shower beer.
Not Derek.
For some women, shower wine. Well, I shouldn't say some women. For some men and women, shower wine. And this has been something people have been doing for a while now, and it's one of life's greatest pleasures. Now, Urban Outfitters is selling a waterproof holder so that you don't have to put it on the counter in the bathroom. You could actually put it in the shower and have your shower beer in the shower with you.
Isn't that the point? I've always had my
had
shower drinks in the shower. What makes them shower drinks if they're not in the shower with you? Aren't they bathroom
Where do you put
drinks?
them down when you wash your hair and clean your privates?
I finish them.
Yeah, well, never put the drink down.
Yeah, first of all, who puts a drink down? Thank you, Paul.
No, you put it on the counter, right? The
Soap
sink.
dispenser thing.
Yeah, exactly. I have places in the
Yeah.
shower where I can set a beer.
I have a little person I hire to stand in the shower and I put it right on his head.
Urban Outfitters shower beer holder, only $15.
Worth
I
it.
might have to get one and use it right now.
Well, not
KZ
now.
No, I'd like to use it right now.
Watch some of the show off you? I understand.
Right now, KZOK.com, I've got a beer blog up. All the beer I drank on my trip to Scotland. And believe it or not, I had quite a few. KZOK.com, check out my brand new beer blog, which is brought to you by 210 Brewing Company at Angel of the Winds Casino Resort, proud sponsors of Sarah's Beer of the Week. On to Shanghai.
Okay. I like Shanghai.
Shanghai, I have not been to. Matt has and said the food was out of this world.
What the hell was Matt doing in Shanghai without you?
He went to visit his best friend who lives in Seoul, South Korea. And he did that as a stopover, so he was there for like 3 or 4 days.
Wow, cool. I want to go there so bad. I've never been to any part of China, and I really want to go.
You
and
do.
Shanghai and Beijing top that list.
Yeah, I would say, even though I haven't been to Shanghai, I think you would probably prefer that over Beijing because it's huge and pretty smoggy. But if you do want to go to Shanghai, Danny, you could now visit the world's largest indoor ski resort.
Oh, okay.
I know skiing and you don't have a good history, but
and it's if I were going to do it, I'd do it in an indoor thing. It's not as great, certainly, as a real live mountain, but I like being comfortable. Like the temperature inside those ski places is like 52 all the time.
It's a bit of a strange place to choose to put it, I suppose, because they say only 1% of the Chinese population has ever tried to ski.
Yeah.
But they are trying to encourage it. Plus, there'll be 3 slopes and 25 non-skiing activities, like sledding.
Give yourself about 10 years. The most of China, certainly Shanghai, Beijing, the big cities, not out in the rural places, are going to not only do the things that traditionally Americans and certainly the Germans do, they're going to be better at it. That's my thing, because they've been restricted. 1% has skied. And then when they find we can now, the next thing they're going to be like playing with the flying tomato and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, some good news that affects you here in Washington or wherever in America you are listening. Wendy's is now offering free burgers for the entire month of September.
Well, that's not a good way to make money.
Customers can get a free Dave single with their purchase, and that is for free. So you do need to purchase something. They said every purchase you get a free Dave's single.
I like it. Don't get me wrong.
But
it's not true.
That you're getting it for free?
Yeah, you're not getting it free. You're getting it for a portion of whatever they charge you for the other thing.
All right, you still have to pay money.
It's a fantastic deal. I'm not trying to poo-poo anything. I like this. I'm just telling you, I've got a bottle of water in my hand, and it's $3. And if you purchase this, it'll be free, and you still pay $3 for the water. A little portion of that went to the buying power of like the burger or something. It's a great deal, but free is a strong word.
But if you go to Wendy's and order a small fry, then you get a burger, and then you have lunch.
Can you imagine me saying out loud, small fry? You think I would say those words? No, I don't think
Only
so.
if you were talking to Gary Cole.
I would say, huge dude, now give me fries. That's what I'd say.
Officials in Michigan say they are hoping that a massive fatberg that was found in a suburban Detroit sewer will help change people's behavior. They found a 100-foot-long fatberg, which is a collection of fats, oils, and grease that form a mass and then get clogged in a sewer. They've been found all over the world, but this one is particularly disgusting.
I went to a school with the Louis Fatberg.
You did?
We did. Or Borg, B-U-R-G, baby.
No.
So it's not true.
What?
Fatberg.
Okay.
Poor guy's name. That's terrible. Well, they're hoping to encourage people.
I'm sure you guys were very nice to him, though, at school, right? You
Oh, yeah, he couldn't
nobody
do any
bullied
better.
Fatberg.
Yeah, his sister, Lisa Turdface, were a little mean to her.
And doctors say it is a miracle that a 10-year-old boy is alive after he impaled his face on a foot-long meat skewer during a freak accident over the weekend. Xavier Cunningham was up at a treehouse. A group of yellow jackets attacked him. As he was trying to swat them to get away and to stop being stung, he fell out of the treehouse, landed on this metal skewer.
What is it again? A 3 for what?
A foot-long meat skewer.
I've always been told, people have mentioned that. Hey, Dan, did you know the foot-long meat skewer? It's a dangerous thing. Don't play with it. Don't run with it. That's for sure. You get it right in the eye.
Is he alive like he's going to be okay, or he's alive like he's barely hanging on?
No, there's pictures of him in the hospital, and he's doing pretty well, but...
Good, because I so want to see the video of this.
Yeah.
And I would feel bad if it was like, I'm watching the video while he might be dying.
Remember the track guy that thought it was funny to try and catch the javelin?
Yes.
We're like right through him. He went backwards and fell, and he was on a kickstand because he was scared with a javelin. He lived. He's like fine.
All right.
Scared of javelins, even the car.
Well, they have studied this, I don't remember when it was, but back in the olden days, there was a very famous case of a guy who was working construction and got a nail through the head.
Yeah.
And said he experienced personality changes, and it really helped people to learn how the brain works and right
He
lobe,
spoke
front
French when he woke
lobe.
up.
I
Was that a different
love
guy?
that. I think that's the
It's
coolest thing
super
because
cool.
I believe it. I
Yeah.
don't believe it all the time. I think a lot of people, if 10 people are wake up with a French accent, 9 of them are lying. But shut up, Paul. I've been on your side all morning. But I do believe one of them. I think that really can happen.
Yeah.
He's not speaking French. However, there's not a video of him falling. What you can see is a foot-long meat skewer through this poor boy's brain.
But he's only 16.
10.
Oh, that's even worse.
They said it was 1 in a million for this to have been an incident for him to have survived. Typically, you take a foot-long meat skewer through your brain, you die. Or if it's severely impaired.
I mean, does this happen a lot? How many people
Yeah.
have taken a foot-long meat skewer through their brain?
There have been some foot-long meat skewer accidents in the world, but not widely reported.
Usually about 63 per year, Paul.
I mean, they're saying normally when you take a foot-long meat skewer through your brain, you die.
Paul couldn't be more right.
There had to have been other cases.
Spared the eye, spared the brain,
Spoiled
spared
the child.
the spinal cord, spoiled the child. He's going to be
Spoil
just
him
fine.
now.
Spoiled the meat sword through the eyes. Spare that child.
On to monkeypox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys say it like you know monkeypox.
Like we
Monkeypox,
want
they're
some
not
even.
that easy, sure.
A second case of monkeypox has been discovered in England just days after the first ever case in the country was confirmed. Both patients had recently visited Nigeria, but they are not related. The cases are not related. Monkeypox is rare, and they said it's something that looks pretty disgusting, very similar to smallpox without killing you, but worse than the chickenpox.
You know, a lot of these involve animals. Is there a monkey involved in this?
It is more common for the virus to live in animals, but yes, can be transmitted to humans.
Did chickens get chicken pox?
When people say, hell, like you say that like you know what it is, it's monkeypox. You shouldn't spoon a monkey.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Spoon a monkey. Don't do it.
Chickenpox?
Do chickens get chicken pox?
I'm going to go with no.
Do birds get the bird flu? Do
Yes.
pigs get the swine flu?
Yes.
Both of those things.
But I think chickenpox is a misnomer, but monkeypox is not.
You know, everything with feathers is stupid.
I can't disagree.
No, they run around with their heads chopped off. What's wrong with them?
Chickens and birds have fowl pox.
Well, they're all foul if you get them on your genitals.
Thank you, Derek. Don't know why Danny went there.
Oh, that's where he got him.
Yeah. No, Danny made a wiener joke. Can you imagine?
I am shocked. News is brought to you by Les Schwab.
Yeah. I want more Schwab.
I want to go home, but we're not. We've got music news, entertainment, and sports next. Well, it is Thursday today.
I know what that means.
It means tomorrow's Friday.
I know what that means.
At this same exact time, we will find out what's the story, Tori.
All right, so Seattle's own Ann Wilson of Heart has a new solo album called Immortal, which we've been talking about. Steve Slayton is going to interview her later today, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, noon
like
today.
noon, right?
Yes,
yeah,
Noon
yeah,
Diner.
dig that.
Yeah, so this is a full album of covers featuring reimagined songs like Bowie's I'm Afraid of Americans, The Eagles' Life in the Fast Lane, Audio Slave's I Am the Highway, which is playing right now, and Tom Petty's Luna.
Oh, wait, this is her version of I'm the Highway.
This is her
Oh,
version.
can we turn this up?
Yes.
I was lost in the city alone.
Ooh, giving me goosebumps.
I know,
It's a
it's
great
beautiful.
song.
Yeah.
So all covers, Tori.
All covers. She's got such a husky voice. I
Yeah.
love it.
How does the I'm Afraid of Americans start? Does anybody remember offhand?
I'm afraid of Americans.
Is that how it starts?
It's like Tommy was a...
Tommy used to work on the
Tommy
dock.
That's
Yeah.
No.
No, that's a different
Bon
one.
Jovi.
No.
Is everybody lying to me? You don't know how it starts. Do you know how it starts? Does it really start that I'm Afraid of
I
Americans?
thought it was in that weird, like, kind of robot sounding voice.
Tori?
I'm pretty sure it's like Tommy was a da-da. Remember?
Johnny's in America.
Johnny,
low
Johnny.
text in the wheel.
There we go.
Johnny's in America.
Sorry.
Low text at the wheel.
I thought it was I'm an American.
No.
Johnny the Moon. That's what it sounds like.
I don't know how that guy got popular.
It sounds a little better than that.
Oh, so back to Anne. Anne wanted to pay homage to 10 artists who greatly influenced her. She recently got off tour with Jeff Beck and Paul Rogers for the Stars Align tour, and you
Wow.
can catch her solo September 21st in Lincoln, California.
And of course,
Nice.
you can catch her at noon with Steve Slayton.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll have
Yes.
music off that new record too. So.
Pretty boss.
Very
Very
cool.
cool. Well, we've also got The Doors, a big reissue. Give us the details, Tori.
Yes, so the Doors album Waiting for the Sun is turning 50, and they will be releasing a special deluxe edition featuring unreleased tracks, 9 rough mixes, and 5 live tracks from a Copenhagen concert in '68.
Oh, wow.
Although Waiting for the Sun was a #1 hit on the Billboard Top 200, it was a very difficult time for the Doors. It was their 3rd album, and Jim was in the depths of his binge drinking and had developed a love for Quaaludes, while Ray Manzarek and John Densmore were constantly high on LSD.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that'll throw a monkey wrench into you.
Yeah.
Plus, and the worst part of that, because, I took a bunch of drugs in my day and don't take them. They're bad for you, all that stuff. But things worked out. Here I am. Everything's okay. You know, it was starting to really get, and this is what would stop me. Jim Morrison started to bloat out of his mind. He was like the handsomest guy ever in rock and roll, singing weird, Father, I want to kill you. What? What are you saying? But that's cool because he's a handsome art, and then he gets all fat and sweaty, and it's not that cool anymore.
Yeah, he looked pretty homeless by the end, but yeah, I loved him.
Me too.
So this is a rough mix of Spanish Caravan. It's pretty cool.
This is a great album.
It's a great album. Other tracks off this record are Love Street, Hello, I Love You, 5 to 1, and In Wintertime Love.
Nice.
A really, really good deep cut.
I don't know if you'll care about this or not, Tori, but about 3 weeks ago, I was at Jim Morrison's house.
Oh, that's so cool.
The house on Laurel Canyon with the bell on top that's important in some way.
That's
I didn't know. I was shopping. I was at a store at the corner. But yeah, Amy said, "Oh no, we got to go to Jim Morrison's house because we're weird ass groupie people."
Oh, that's awesome.
That's how I feel about it.
I love it.
Everyone's favorite band named after a Charles Dickens character has something coming out.
Yes, so Uriah Heep is releasing their 25th studio album titled Living the Dream. Guitarist and founding member Mick Box says this album is a combo of rock songs, rock ballads, and a couple of prog songs encompassing everything Heep. It's got passion, power, harmony, and substance, all traits which made Uriah Heep really famous.
And that's a Dickens character?
Yeah, from David
David
Copperfield.
David Copperfield. Who? Well, it doesn't matter who it was. I just did not know. I did not
Uriah
know that.
Heep.
He's
Right.
like the main antagonist in that.
God, how the memory fades.
So this song is called Grazed by Heaven, and it's about sexual tension and desire, and it's inspired by 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh,
Yeah.
Look at that.
So your old music is
Da-da-da-da.
new music.
This is actually a new CD.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I had no idea.
Yeah, so Uriah Heep was formed in 1969 in London. Over their 49-year career, they've had 12 albums on the UK Albums Chart and 15 on the Billboard Top 200.
That's amazing.
Pretty good.
I can't believe they were formed that long ago and put out something new tomorrow.
Seriously.
Didn't David Bowie write them a tune and they rejected it?
Was that Uriah Heep?
I don't know. That's
I
why I'm
thought
asking
that was
the
Mott the
question.
Hoople.
That is Mott the Hoople for
Yeah.
sure for all the young dudes, I
Oh,
believe.
yeah.
But I thought the same thing.
I'll have to look into that.
We've also got a reissue from a band with a lot of hair.
Oh, yes. So good old Twisted Sister is reissuing their 1983 album, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. This is the second album by the New Jersey Rockers and features singles I'm Me, The Kids Are Back, and the title track, You Can't Stop Rock and Roll.
Nice.
The two-disc 2018 reissue will feature bonus tracks, B-sides, and a remastered version of a live performance at the Marquee in London.
All right.
So you can get this expanded edition on 2 CDs or 2 LPs or digitally.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else coming out tomorrow?
The rest I'm going to have up at KZOK.com.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Tori.
I think those are the best releases that we've ever done when
very
we've talked
possible.
about this because Danny and I weren't anywhere near as obnoxious as we normally are. Normally we have lots of bad stuff to say
I
about...
start with and work my way down from there.
I didn't hear one.
There was
No, there was no at all. I'm a little disappointed,
Yeah, me too.
actually.
I'll work on it, but I'm afraid what might happen after yesterday.
So if you missed it, as Tori told us, Ann Wilson will be on with Steve Slayton at noon today, talking about her new album, talking about the future of Heart, and playing some of her new music. Very cool. And tomorrow, something else super cool happening here on KZOK. We will be broadcasting that surprise concert Paul McCartney did in New York's Grand Central Station. So tomorrow, 7 o'clock, you can hear it.
So cool.
In entertainment news, Ben Affleck is reportedly hanging up the cape, leaving the Batman franchise.
Good, because he sucked more at it than anybody else.
It was bad. Well, there are also reports that Henry Cavill will no longer be playing Superman.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, he was...
You know what I care? He was in a thing. Maybe you guys can help me out here. It was on my phone. I had just seen it. It's in Tom Cruise's new movie, Mission Impossible, whatever. And in it, they get in a fight in the bathroom, and I could describe it to you, but it's not worth it. Henry Cavill's get back against the wall, and they go to fight again, and he goes... And all over my internet it said, watch Henry Cavill reload his arms. Does that mean something that I just don't know about?
No.
When you reload?
I mean, I've heard like...
Because he's a regular character. He's not a superhero.
Yeah, like pull back and punch or cock back and punch.
Yeah, different. No, he like flicked his arms out, like, you know, kind of like if you got up and just, except with violent intentions.
Yeah.
And then all of a minute, you got it's nothing till you watch Henry Cavill reload his arms.
That fight scene was one of the best fight scenes I've ever seen in a movie. The bathroom fight scene.
It's definitely
Impossible.
a good fight scene.
I don't know what that description you're saying
Do
means.
you cancel because it's boxing, Rocky? Because if you don't cancel, Rocky's the greatest fight scenes ever. But out of that,
I mean, that's a boxing movie.
Right.
So
Okay.
just out of a
I'm with
regular
you, sister.
fight. There is something super cool happening at Cinerama in other movie news. They are hosting the 70 millimeter film festival that it is going on this week through next Thursday. Matt went last night to see Top Gun. They had Top Gun back in theaters.
Right.
The original, not the...
The original.
Yeah, I was going, dude, it came out. Nobody even told me. What, is Goose still dead? What happened? Oh, spoiler alert.
So he went to see Top Gun. He said it was amazing because everybody there had obviously seen the movie numerous times, but for most people it was the first time in front of the big screen. And people would start to like giggle a little bit before the funny thing actually happened because you knew the funny line was about to come. And then the person who was sitting in the seat F14 won a prize.
Oh, nice. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. That's very nice. And this was when did he do this?
This was last night.
He went to the movie theater?
He went to Cinerama
After
last
you went
night.
to Betty Bye because
Yep.
you have to get up early?
Yep.
Was that before or after you went to Shanghai without you? Is everything all right, Sarah? I am your friend. You can tell me.
And did he go with Rick Jones? I know he hangs out with Rick Jones a lot.
No, he went with the boss from work who he likes to camp with.
Yeah, right.
Tonight at Cinerama, Days of Thunder.
Oh,
That
terrible
sounds-
movie.
Oh, but so fun to watch.
So
So
fun. But a
fun.
bad movie.
Some of the other movies are going to be showing at Cinerama for this film festival. Star Trek, 2001: A Space Odyssey, E.T. Danny, your favorite movie? It's a mad
No, it's a
mad
great
world.
movie if you got 3 hours to kill.
Paul's favorite movie, Back to the Future.
Yeah, I like that.
Indiana Jones. Like, these are just some of the movies.
This is all fun. I will do all of this.
Oh, and it's such a great place to see a movie. If you want more info, you can go to Cinerama.com.
I'm going to go to the Central Cinema, too. What is it, in Capitol Hill?
Yeah.
Where they'll bring you pizza and hard liquor.
Yum.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Let's take a look at sports.
Sports.
Sports brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys. If you're facing a DUI, call 1-800-DUI-AWAY. Last night, Game 3 of the WNBA final. Here's what the end of the game sounded like.
Cloud will take again and connect, but that will do it. The Seattle Storm have climbed back to the mountaintop. They are your 2018 WNBA champions.
They all showed up. It was such a great output, such a great season for your Seattle Storm, winning their third WNBA title and the first since 2010. Brianna Stewart, Sue Bird, both absolutely stellar, but a team effort all around.
Did they deliver an MVP yet?
Brianna Stewart was the
Is
MVP.
Brianna
yeah.
Stewart? Okay.
The Storm also announced a parade will be happening on Sunday to help celebrate. It will culminate at Key Arena, obviously open to the public. The rally will be hosted by Dick Fain and analyst Elise Woodward. It's going to be great.
Who's hosting it?
Dick Fain, broadcaster. He works
Dick
right down
Fain.
the
Okay, I misunderstood. Yeah, I know.
He works right down the hall from us.
I thought you said his last name was Vane. I just started laughing, man. I don't even know if you can say that on the radio, let alone be a guy reporter, dude.
Oh, I just saw Cliff Averill outside.
It's a really.
I got to go say hi to him.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
I even told Paul earlier, I've stiffed him twice, and I really want to be a Cliff Averill friend. I've been bitching. So he was pulling into work the other day, and he's got really dark windows, and as he drives by in his very cool car, I can see he's waving to me, like, hi, coworker friend. And I didn't even know he knew me, so I went to wave back, and he was already gone, so now I didn't wave back to Cliff Averill, and it happened again yesterday.
Why aren't you waving
rude,
to
man.
I
Averill?
love Cliff Averill. I would jump over a Cliff Averill for Cliff Averill. But it just seems like he's cool enough to wave at me, not necessarily to wave at me and look at me, but he waves at me, and then when I see it's happening, he's gone, and I think he thinks I'm being an ass, so I'm going to go kiss him.
Well, maybe you, him, and Dick can hang out for the parade. For the
I don't want to
Storm.
hang out with Dick.
Why not? He's a
Speaking
great
of
guy.
Dick,
Well, the
Fain.
Storm too. Like that's so awesome to watch because they're such a young team. Sue Bird, obviously a vet, has been around for a long time, but the rest of the team is so young. We're going to see more championships, I think, out of that team.
I think so. So more about Dick Fain.
Yeah.
Now it's funny.
We work here in a building with several other radio stations, including the sports stations. So Softy and Dick are right down the hall.
950
Softy
KJO.
and Dick, you swear to God. That's a thing.
Softy and Nick in the afternoons.
Yep. So Softy, an institution in the Seattle sports radio scene.
Yeah.
He is the afternoon host
Do
on
they shop at Saks?
Sure. Why not?
afternoon host on KJR. He was in a discussion with his co-host Dick Fain. This happened on Tuesday, talking about the Seahawks' chances of winning the NFC West. Now, we know the Seahawks got off to a really rocky start with a loss in Game 1, but Softy, he's up in the ante, okay? Here is Softy making a wager about the Seahawks' future.
There's not a fiber in your body who believes the Hawks can win the division. They can still make the playoffs as a wild card team. There is no chance they win the division. None. If they win the division, I will shave every hair on my body, and I will walk down the sidewalk in nothing but a banana hammock, in a Speedo. I will shave if the Seahawks win, write this down. If the Seahawks win the West, I will shave every hair on my body, wear a Speedo, and walk up and down Elliott Avenue.
All right, let's just...
Okay?
All right, let's just go on record. There's the slightest chance that Softy's more annoying than me. that was that guy screaming was the Softy dude?
That's Softy, yeah.
But he's right.
Yeah, he's fired up. He is right. I mean, the Rams are just too good.
Yeah. But he will shave off all of his hair and wear a banana hammock up and down Elliott Avenue.
I kind of think he wants to do it.
If what happens?
If we win the division.
If we win the division. Because he says there's no chance we will.
I might have to back off a little bit. I thought we were talking about the Mariners being in the World Series.
No.
Seahawks.
Because I'll shave whatever you need shaved. I'll shave Paul, for God's sakes, because I thought the Mariners mathematically in a lot of trouble. No, I think
So he's saying
he's crazy.
He's saying the Seahawks could still very much go to the playoffs, but they're not going to win the NFC West.
I might get in on that. But plus, that guy bugs me.
Who?
Softy.
Why?
Remember we were at some meeting that was going on forever, and he just kept asking questions. This thing like, why don't you just go up and lick the boss, and then maybe we don't have to hear and stay here hours longer while you ask questions.
I think he wants to walk up and down Elliott Avenue.
That's what I think.
I think a week from now he's going to bet the other way. that if the Seahawks don't win the division, I'll walk up and down Elliott Avenue in a thong.
I think he not only wants to walk up Elliott in a thong, I think he wants to walk with a guy named Elliott up Elliott in a thong.
Yeah.
Well,
and Cisco.
Softy is making national news with this declaration. If the Seahawks win the NFC West, he will shave all of his hair and wear a banana hammock and walk the streets of Seattle. So we shall see. Monday Night Football is up next for the Seahawks, playing the Bears. Tonight we do have a game. Tonight we have the Ravens and the Bengals with a 5:20 start time for Thursday Night Football.
Softy knows his stuff, too.
Yep.
If he says that's what's going to happen, it's probably what's going to happen.
He's an expert.
Totally wrong. He's going to lose, and I want to get in on a big way.
Now, the Mariners did lose yesterday 5-4 to the San Diego Padres, but if you would like to win tickets to an upcoming Mariners game, start calling us right now, 800-252-1025. The first person to correctly tell us what song played during Mariners KZOK Music Trivia last night will win tickets to an upcoming Mariners game. Call right now, 800-252-1025.
That's the song they blast out, and even our call letters come up.
Yep.
All right, because I've been there for that. It's pretty awesome. I say, if you know the song from last night, you call right now. Is that the deal on this?
Yep.
1-800-252-1025.
All right, so up next, we've got a series against the Angels. Mike Leake versus Odrizmar Despaigne.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh.
I watch a lot of baseball. I have no idea who this dude is. I watch a shocking amount of baseball.
All I want you to know is I really want Leak to join Dick and Softy. Come on, man.
Well, his season might be over soon, and he could do just that. We shall see. Let's see. Aaron Rodgers, he has a sprained knee and said he has been pretty sore for the past few days, but he may still play.
He will.
It would be kind of crazy for him not to, especially since his backup is pretty awful.
If he doesn't, I will do nothing at all.
DeCone Kaiser is his backup, and he was miserable. Minnesota Vikings is who they will be playing. So I think that is all we have in sports. Unless we want to talk about Dick and Softy some more.
Why not?
I'm not against it. Yeah, they're making national news, as you say. I think that we should actually talk about them. You know what else we should talk about?
The fact that sports was brought to you by Bradley Johnson Attorneys at 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
There's that. We should definitely talk about. And
tomorrow.
What?
Can we talk about tomorrow's show before we wrap up?
Sure, why not?
Tomorrow, what do we have for our Beaver prize?
We got a great prize for the Beaver tomorrow. It's tickets to see Joan Jett and the Blackhearts and Cheap Trick at the Washington State Fair.
Yeah, both Rock and Roll Hall of Fame members, by the way.
So $7.50. Call in and tell us where Sarah's Beaver's been. You can win those tickets.
7:20, we'll play the C word again.
The C word, yep. Winning our tickets to Crafts and Cars at the Evergreen Speedway on Saturday.
Fantastic. So it will be a jam-packed show, but it does it for today.
All right. No, it does not, sister.
Not.
You know, normally, and I said something like this yesterday, and I didn't even know the good news, that Steve Slayton, he really could run they're not called schools. What are they? You could run a...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Class?
Yeah, okay,
Course?
yeah. He can run a class on how to be a DJ, how to be in the radio business, how to program the right records at the right time. All the things that if you want to do what we do, you could aspire to do. And then what's he do? He tops that. He has Ann Wilson of Heart on his radio show today. And so you'd go, well, that's bitchin'. I want to hear what she has to say and hear some of her new record. And then you hear, and you'll probably hear more of it when they interview each other, when he interviews her. They've known each other for like 20 years already. This should be a really good interview. So Ann Wilson coming up on the Steve Slayton Show, and, you know, just a little bit, well, at noon for that. So we should get out of his way and buy